Hello, and welcome to a special edition of Technocracy Zero Sum, the finale, or we'll see what happens. But in theory, this is our final full game. So, welcome. How's everyone doing tonight?
Otherwise good.
Oh, you're above me.
That. I'm great.
Screaming into the void. That seems about right. Great. I love it when that happens. Last game was pretty traumatic for y'all, and I was very pleased to have created that environment. And now we get to see what happens next. So, hi, I'm Jen. I'm your storyteller for this evening, and all of the zero-sum games. In fact, I'm very sleepy, so I apologize if I just kind of babble a bit. But I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing all the bad guys tonight. Let's move on to Kelly.
Hey, I'm Kelly. I play all the other bad guys usually, but tonight I'm playing Nolan Westcroft, a former man in black who is... No, he accidentally slipped and fell back into a black suit. Who knew? Both of us use he and him pronouns, often weaponized. That's all I have. There's no trauma if you have a llama.
Much llama, much trauma. Moving on to Christine.
Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I get to play Sophia Smith, our progenitor, monster hunter, damage control person, who also uses she, her pronouns. And you have no trauma llama for you tonight,
That's
Kelly.
true.
I have your trauma llama.
It's true. It's hiding behind your green screen.
Fair. Well, hopefully Sophia won't have to use it.
If she does, she's going to have like gloves on because that sucker is soaked with drugs and who knows what.
Yeah. We won't get into that. Moving on
weapon
to
at this point.
yeah. Moving on to Amy.
What is the same between a very brightly colored picture and a trauma llama or drama llama? They're both completely saturated. But all right. Hi, I'm Amy. Pronouns she, her, they, them. I'm playing Heather Anderson, Void Engineer of the Earth Frontier Division, who is less and less Earth Frontier and more the frontier of space, space frontier. Also she, her, or they, them. And I'm excited for this final game. I think everything's going to go great.
Cool.
Maybe.
I'm just making a note to give Heather some damage for that pun. And
Which one?
all of them.
Yes. Just yes.
Yeah. And last but certainly not least, Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I indeed took some punishment from that pun there, Amy. And I am playing Tegan Warner, our biomechanic iteration X member who uses she, her pronouns as well. And totally is fine. Totally is fine, guys. Don't worry about it. She's fine. She didn't get in like a screaming match with not with Kelly, with Nolan. we went so hard we broke the fourth wall.
Sometimes you gotta.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go that hard.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine. I will say that for tonight's game, I will be keeping an eye on the ping chat as well, and let me know if I'm approaching. And I know most of your do not touches, do not do's. But if I am approaching any, soft boundaries, let me know because I can dial it back. But there are some things tonight that might come up. So content warning, just general content warning for life and death.
I'm honestly surprised the first yellow card I've ever have had to give in any Dork Tales game was Vecna because of the fucking spiders.
And it was on the
because
recap.
of the spiders.
And Yeah, and it was after the actual event. It was
Yep.
just because we kept talking about it.
I was like, no, guys, we can move on right now. It was so weird. But I've like, of all the games,
And we respected that
Mage,
and moved on.
Technocracy, we did. It was great. I appreciated it, but I was very surprised that of all games, it was a Dungeons and Dragons module, not these
I
games.
even had spiders in one of my games, and it was just like, we're just avoiding the
they were
part that
Matrix
you don't like.
spiders. Yeah, the Matrix spiders. Woo!
Yeah, it was fine. But yeah, some stuff might happen, so we'll see. Yeah. Speaking of like last game and stuff, you might notice we don't have Traz with us, and that's because we only had Traz for a limited bit of time. But Zero is still technically around for now. We'll see what happens to him. But I'll just be playing Zero if Zero needs to be played at any given point. Well, though we really appreciate Traz stepping in for a couple of games. It was fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say good on Traz for like jumping into Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end game of this chronicle.
Right. Yeah. I had the idea, and I'll go into more, like, we'll probably do like whether we do an epilogue or not, we'll probably do like a bit of a debrief, because I know that this has had some twisty bits that people may not have fully followed with the whole monthly-ish schedule and just various lore things and all of that. So we'll probably do a debrief where I explain my brain and the story that it came up with. But I did know kind of where Zero was going to come up. I didn't think it was going to be this close to the end. I just knew it would be close to the end. So, oh yeah, and so spend XP if you got it. Again, if you're going to be within like one or two, nice. If you're going to be within one or two in the hole, like go for it. I've made the potential for this episode, it's potentially a TPK. So
we'll be fine.
Keep that in mind. Yep. I'm not going to try to kill everyone, but we'll see.
Down for that, honestly.
Yeah, she was talking about that before
would be
game
that would be an interesting novelty.
Right. If you feel like making noble sacrifices, that's fair. We'll run with it. This is I was saying earlier, I was like, I got this. This is the first game where I can kill PCs, not players. I can't
Murder.
kill the players.
Get in the door.
I was gonna say, y'all in Victoria, watch out. I'm pretty safe. I feel pretty safe. I'll say.
I don't know. She has a car.
100%.
We'll travel.
That's true, but
You're only a ferry ride away.
I have to drive to Vanderhoof later. I'm driving to Vanderhoof later this month. I mean,
wow.
Oh, you're on the way, Robin.
Side tour, yeah.
Little detour.
Yeah.
Little detour.
This is the game where it's actually okay if I kill one of your players.
I just
I'm
require
doing well tonight.
If I die, that I get to be the ghost whispering in people's ears.
Yes.
Don't do that, you idiot. Think, what would Sophia have done?
I'm just going to be a virus that infects everyone. Just the Tegan virus.
The T virus? We've already seen
the T virus.
Yeah, fair enough. I just poured myself some energy
drink. Do we have any
because
willpower that has been bought from the chat in the recent month?
I haven't been told of anything since the last bunch of buys.
Okay. Great.
Which means I have 2 Hurt the Moors, and Nolan has a lot of mind magic. So that's good. All right. Last time there was significant trauma. Tegan and Zero were hacking into Control to get some information, which they did pull out. They also found a little secret room and talked to a young girl there. Well, the memory of a young girl anyway. Tegan made some choices and did some things and decided to stop Threatnol from actively participating in whatever they were doing. Just make them observe. While they did that, Nolan and company got to the safe room, where Nolan was reunited with Michaela, his wife, that I've been constantly poking at all series. I mean, you got it, right? You gave me trauma, I ran with it. Turns out that she's not fully human anymore, but she's still around, and she didn't really know why, but there are some thoughts. Tegan joined you all, and there was a lot of high tension. Before Tegan left for the ship, Zero followed, and Zero split himself. He split into double consciousness, and one of him followed Tegan. The other stayed with the group. And I believe I ended the episode on no one noticed that Mateo was gone. Because I realized, not only did nobody make the roll because it was rough, sorry guys, but also I forgot how arcane works, and I should have actually removed I removed a number of dice equal to the arcane rating from your dice pools, in which case none of you had enough dice to roll it. Even you, Kelly.
Wolf.
Yeah.
What was the number? I'm curious. Okay, or maybe that's for later. But I do want to know the number at some point.
Yeah.
Probably
yeah.
one.
No,
One is the number.
I will tell you.
One is the loneliest number.
Indeed. Many of you have effects up, and I'm pretty sure anything that went up last game that was like for fighting things, I just said would last until the end of the game. So keep those in mind. I don't have notes about most of them except for what Nolan did with the coffee.
Yep.
Because that was important for me to know. Okay.
If Nolan hasn't canceled his mind effect on me, I still have that up, but he may have. I forget.
It's, I think it's still up.
Nice.
For now.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Nice. Okay. We're going to pick up with that's because I'm on the wrong game. There we go. That was for the recapping. Now I need my notes for this game. I'm doing great. I didn't get 5 hours of sleep last night. Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm using a unicorn flavor packet that I got when we won that award at Extra Life.
Ooh,
they were handing these out. It's unicorn
fancy.
flavored. Hey Robin, it's flavored like you.
Nice. So yeah, and as I mentioned to the cast here, there is an end point to this particular game, and so we will be going until we hit that, and hopefully it won't take forever. But I have been talking for a while, so we're gonna start with where is it? There it is. My notes are all scrambled. We're going to start with the group that's still in the little safe house, or safe room, really, with Michaela and a Zero. I believe Heather has gone down the hall to do work and do some kind of work. And you sent Kibo back to the ship, correct? If he wasn't already there? I think he was there, but...
I think it was just if he wasn't already, then it was going to send him back to go look after things. So he might be there already.
Cool. So yeah, what are you all doing now that Tegan has walked off, and Heather's gone to go dabble in some things down the hall.
Well, all right. That could have gone better. But I'm right? That we can we can do the right thing. And it's not subjective, it's an objective right. I guess assuming that you all are, ontological pacifists who believe in never mind.
Michaela's gonna walk over and just put a hand kind of on your, like, shoulder. Are you okay? This is a lot to take in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not every day that, your long-lost wife comes back from, the void and a sort of ghost, but this is very Tim Burton. You're part corpse bride, part real. Oh, you missed a lot. He's not very good anymore.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really was. Zero, where is the room?
It's in the tower that's over there. It's a bit of a trek if we don't want to cross the surface.
Isn't it just a hop, skip, and a teleport?
It can be. It's just I don't tend to like using things that blatantly all the time. I'm technically not where you are. I have to make some considerations.
Where are you on Earth?
Yes.
I do not envy your long distance plan.
It's a lot.
I mean, I do if you're not paying much.
Well, so long as I don't do too many stupid things. I teleported Tegan here because it was necessary. You can walk.
Thanks.
All right. I'm going to go try and make sure that Tegan doesn't try a suicide run of some sort.
She wouldn't.
Nolan?
Right. Yeah? Do you need drugs?
Just make sure you think before you leap. Okay? We're good?
Sophia, all I do is think.
Okay, then don't overthink. You know what I mean.
I'll try.
All right. Don't die. And she's going to turn and walk out the door, trying to figure out where Tegan went.
That is the nicest thing.
Or at
that
least how to
woman has
get
ever
back
said
to where
me.
Tegan went.
Zero will actually hand you a little device and just be like, I really shouldn't split my consciousness anymore, but if you just kind of follow, it's like a little radar thing, it should lead you back to the ship.
Okay. Thanks. Does this feel a little too like Aliens to anybody else? And she'll close the door.
Close the door.
Oh yeah, right. The door was just off its hinges.
Yeah,
You're just like, do, 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 do.
basically.
Okay. Heather, what are you up to?
Heather, after snapping, and then realizing everyone was looking at her, excused herself abruptly and went to go not be where everyone was. So I think she went down the hall if there was another room available with her tablet to go and do what maybe she could to run some additional tests and informate to she determined that the changes to Michaela's calculations were clearly deliberate and intentional by someone else. I think she's still trying to figure out why they were made.
Okay. Cool. Why don't you give me a intelligence and computers, your specialty in creative applies, and you have computer aptitude, right? Or is that Tegan? That's Tegan. You have mechanical
Tegan.
aptitude.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Difficulty then of let's say 8, but like I said, your creative specialty does apply.
And that just means 10s explode, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was that, and then intelligence and that'd be investigation. Oh, computers. There we go. That's the one. Okay, 1 second.
Much investigation. Computer investigation, I mean. What was I going to say? Nope,
okay.
It's gone.
The second 10 did not explode to something
nice.
further, but that does give me 3 successes.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you poke around and eventually you will come to the conclusion it's not written anywhere, but you try and think through sort of all the iterations of why this might happen, and your best guess is that because there is the potential for the one who sabotaged the calculations to be Threatnol, you think that maybe Threatnol sabotaged the calculations to keep the Technocracy from reaching Horizon.
Okay, so essentially it basically just was what she thought might have been the case. It just keeps confirming that piece. Okay.
Pretty
but
much,
not why going to Horizon would be a bad idea.
Yeah. You don't have anything really on that particular piece. You could make guesses of just it's, off of Earth and therefore might be considered Threatnol's territory, and they might, have just not wanted that, or it might be something else. You're not entirely sure. But you have come to that conclusion, and you're pretty certain that that's the case.
Okay. Once she's figured that out, I think she'll come back to the room, however long it takes to figure that out.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it probably takes you maybe about 30 minutes, give or take. It's not too long in the grand scheme of things, but it's also a significant little period of time where who knows what Nolan's up to. So let's find out what Nolan's up to. After most everyone else has left. Zero's there, Michaela's there. Zero's kind of like, I can give you to a moment if you want.
Why?
I just thought you might like one.
Okay.
Zero's just gonna kind of walk towards the door and just phase through it.
Why does he even bother with that? Why doesn't he just sink through the floor? Weird. Hey.
He, I mean, he still has human thinking ability. He probably just doesn't think to phase through the floor because he can walk through the door.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I would. If I was him, I'd try to have some fun with it.
He
But
does it a lot, so maybe he's past the fun stage.
yeah, maybe. Can you do that? Like phase through stuff? Are you how? I mean, you seem solid.
I'm making myself solid, yeah.
Oh, is it like flexing a muscle or something? Like
A little bit, yeah. But it doesn't really make me real, which is why we had so much trouble getting into control in the first place. I could, you know, activate certain parts of the door, but it wouldn't read me as real and therefore wouldn't let me in, so.
do you want to come home with me? I realized that I mean, I kind of assumed. I mean, forgive me for assuming that you would want to, but we could try to make this work. I mean, it'd be a clone body, probably. But I mean,
I do want to. I do. I'm just afraid of what might happen if it doesn't work.
no, it'll be fine.
I've never experienced anything like this before. None of us have.
Mac, I don't
This
think
isn't
anybody's
supposed to happen.
Exactly. I always, I always thought you were one of a kind, and this really proves it. You're one in a trillion, probably.
Probably.
Definitely. No, definitely, definitely.
I do want to go home.
Good. I think we should probably be honest with each other, though. Did you have any, encounters with Patrick Swayze while you were on this side, or no judgment? I mean, like we said, till death do us part, and like that at
and
least
I died.
At least most of you. Like, I feel like that's at least okay for some hand stuff.
I don't blame you for trying to move on.
I didn't. I just want you to know that it was okay if you did. Unless you count moving on, like eating a lot of Pringles. I ate like so many Pringles. Everybody says it's Doritos, but you get too much stuff on your fingers. Honestly, when I was in Japan and in Hong Kong, actually, they eat. Sometimes they eat Doritos with chopsticks, and it's the smartest thing to do. Same with Cheetos. Although you don't really see Cheetos as often over there, but like, dusted corn chips.
Huh. That is pretty smart.
Right? It's like eating the Oh, you weren't around when bag tacos became a thing. They take like a bag of Doritos and they put taco stuff in them and they mix them up, so you eat them out with a fork. The chopsticks work better.
Okay, there's a lot I've missed, apparently.
Oh, that game show host became a president. That was kind of weird. And then he tried to overthrow the government. And then nothing happened. It was really weird. And then, wait till I tell you about NFTs.
What are those?
They're pictures that anybody can download, but that people were spending a lot of money to own, even though you can't really own them. It's like the Syndicate did a lot of drugs.
I was gonna say, it sounds like the Syndicate. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I can actually go home. Maybe. I haven't wanted to hope for that for a very long time.
I mean, hope's good.
Yeah.
I wasn't too mean, was I? No.
To the others? Well, to...
No, it's the children that are wrong.
You were passionate. You always got a little prickly when you're passionate about something.
How many ways do you know to get off of here?
For me or just in general?
Not for you, I guess for us fleshier types.
Well, there's the way you came in, which is just fly through space. That's an option.
Yeah, they probably have like orbital cannons and stuff to take us out.
Maybe, but if you have a legitimate, like, ship, then you might be okay.
So if we have an old code, it might still be good.
There's also just, you know, what's the word? Sorry, I haven't been able to talk.
That's
like
okay.
this
You're
with...
probably used to thinking at the speed of thought.
Or using the words that Zero tends to use because he doesn't have the same training that we get, but
yeah, fair. So I just need to find a way out of here. It doesn't help to get.
There's opening a gate too. We could open a gate. That's the other thing I was thinking.
Zero. I guess we should just stick with Zero.
Zero's head pokes through the door. Yeah.
Can you just teleport all of us out of here when this is done?
I can, yeah.
All right. Cool. We got to back up.
Yeah, it's part of why I don't want to just teleport you around this place, because if I have to save up, oomph.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, Heather's out here. She kind of wants to, come back, talk, I think. I figured Heather was coming back at roughly about now.
I think it's even funnier when you consider she probably didn't say anything to Zero at all.
Yep. That's why I just went with the... We didn't even have a conversation. You're just standing there and Zero is also there. Can she come in?
Sure.
Zero walks through just phases through the door and lets Heather open the door herself.
That would have been so much more disturbing if it was mixed.
By open, it's more like pushing it, like...
Yeah, you shove it a bit to the side and then...
Yep.
Not quite Sophia's, pick it up and move it, but shove.
Yeah. She's gonna walk over to the expired cans of food and is going to start rummaging through them first, actually. Without saying anything. And is going to try and... If she finds one that looks less likely to kill her, is going to pop it open and start eating it.
Yeah, it's high or low good for you?
Usually low, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, you find, a can of we'll call it some kind of salted fish. Not anchovies or sardines, but some kind of preserved with salt fish. Just in a can.
That's getting cracked open and eaten.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
And then I think when she's eating a little bit of it, she's just kind of like, without actually even turning to them, I'm just gonna go, "Hey, Nolan."
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of family that I actually like.
Fair.
Or that like me.
Oh, that doesn't make any sense.
And I don't like that you seem so eager to keep that number the same.
What?
I thought maybe that number had gone down. Or the number that I could get along with went up. But
Are you saying that... I'm confused. Are you mad at me?
I think she looks at you and has kind of like not much of an expression, but I think there's a bit of like a furrow in her forehead, in her brow, like, I don't think so.
I'm having trouble understanding exactly what you're saying, though. Like, what are you trying to get at?
You intentionally... This is hard.
You want me to shut my eyes? Will that make it easier?
No.
Okay.
You were so focused on what you decided was the course of action to take. It would have left us behind if you were wrong.
No, it wouldn't have. I would never do that. It would have left me behind.
Statistically,
You've got
if you had failed, we would have been stuck figuring it out without you.
I didn't do anything, though. This was talk.
But talk is where it starts.
Yeah, but
If I hadn't stepped in, I don't know what would have happened. And I don't... bothers me.
It's fine. It's... I didn't mean to bother you. I just can't leave Mac here like this. And just
Okay.
because it's dangerous doesn't mean that we can't do it.
No.
We've gotten through weirder stuff. Definitely weirder stuff. Palador.
Are you gonna let me help now?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You didn't seem willing before. You were concerning. And I apologize if saying that has upset you.
Family should be able to express their emotions even if it's hard to hear. Besides, what's the point of family otherwise, right?
I don't know.
Tax benefits, but that's about it.
But you don't hate me now, do you?
No? No, do you hate me?
No.
Cool. If you want to do this faster in the future, we could mind meld, by the way.
I'm trying to protect my mind better.
It's probably
after
a good
last
idea.
time. I think
Fair.
it's working.
Good. Just don't
Right.
think about any pink elephants.
Why would I think about pink elephants?
Because the minute you cannot think about pink elephants, it's much easier to have the technocracy or anybody else stay out of your head.
Also, I don't know if it's beneficial for big emotional moments to be sped through with a mind meld.
Well, I mean, it's all like, I mean, it's real time inside.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's like, oh, you never saw Inside Out. It's like Herman's Head. Remember that show from the 90s, Herman's Head, where everybody, all the guys inside of Herman's head, and they all like control, like,
yeah.
yeah. It's time
I don't know what
compression.
that is.
It's like Inside Out.
Okay.
I have bridged the generations.
Are you sure that you don't hate me now?
Do you want me to hate you?
No.
Okay, then yeah, I don't hate you. I didn't hate you before I asked either.
Then maybe you really are a different kind of family than I'm used to.
Does your family hate you? Why would they hate you?
I think I described them as evil before.
I'm trying to remember back to your psych records. Yeah, evil came up a couple of times, didn't it? Heather, I don't care that you're weird. I'm weird too. I'm gonna be honest. Most people that have ever tested you have marked it down as a benefit, I'm pretty sure.
Fairly sure that's factually incorrect, but I know what you're trying to do.
I've read a lot of your psych profiles, and being able to have a skewed view on the universe is very beneficial to innovation. But in my opinion, I think it just makes you interesting. Makes you cool.
I don't know how that's relevant, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's just saying. I don't think there's anything about you to hate.
The point is, having met you and finding out that we're soul siblings has so far been a net positive. And I would rather you don't die.
I'm pretty sure you all still need to fill me on what that's about. Maybe.
We are the spiritual reincarnation of the child of an two-spirit magi that... Are they two-spirit if they're literally two-spirit? Like, it's two bodies version. Basically, I don't want to... Do you know Halal Tianim? Tianim? Only read it.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, they are... I'm going to go with they. Our ancestor? Probably works.
Okay, we're gonna shelve that for a little bit. But okay.
All right. Should I check in on on Tegan?
Do you want to check in on Tegan?
You should probably check in on Tegan.
Are you going to yell at her?
I don't think so. Maybe. Depends. Depends if Sophia gave her a gun.
Let's try not to yell this time.
I did set leave Kibo for her. She's probably fine. Or better.
Zero's just gonna be like, she's all right. And we're actually going to cut away because that's a good moment to go see how Tegan's doing. Tegan, who bamfed out rather than walked out.
Yeah, Tegan was like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this situation.
Yep.
And I think Tegan initially, her plan is eventually, currently, her plan is to do the Death Star suicide run into the control room to destroy it eventually. But first, she's breaking down a bit, so she will start to make her way to the computer, like to the main hull ship, but probably like just collapses in tears for a little bit, kind of dealing with the kind of aftermath of that conversation and feeling very much alone and isolated because she isolated herself, but that was her kind of response at the time to get out of this feeling trapped. So she's probably just like huddled on the ground for a while crying.
Fair. I do love the like trauma response of, I don't want to be alone, so I'm gonna go make myself be alone.
Exactly. It's the great trauma response. Have never done that myself, of course. It's totally just random out of my head. Never done that before. I'm perfectly healthy and mentally sane.
Right, all of us are. So, Tegan, when you kind of slow your breathing down, it stops hitching on sobs as much. You will get up and see that Zero is there. Just sitting off to one side, just kind of watching. Not in like a staring at you kind of way, but in a like making sure you're not about to just, dissolve sort of way. Like oh, still there? Yep, okay, she's still there. Cool.
Yeah.
You feeling any better?
I guess. I feel a headache coming on now. Fucking crying headaches. I hate that.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Don't think I even got to explain properly what I was doing. Part of me just wants to take the ship into the control tower and just like destroy it all before Nolan can get there. I mean, he's probably fine, but
I mean, I understand that impulse. I'm pretty sure... Well, I can't say anything for Nolan, because sometimes Nolan is Nolan, from what I can tell. I've watched him for a long time, so that tracks. But I'm pretty sure the others would actually care if you were in the ship when it did that.
yeah. Yeah. It's honestly, the worst part was him saying I must have never trusted him.
Yeah.
Been through so much shit together. How would I not trust him? Literally had my life in his hands before, and I'm sure he could fucking mind wipe me. He's a
He's
fucking therapist.
Yep. And he has a history of being the person that people don't trust. He's probably not sure that you actually do trust him. But not because of you. Because it's him.
I feel like we would have solved everything much faster if you were here this entire time. Zero, where were you? Can't you have been in deep space with us?
I lost your signal after everything exploded and you got shunted into wherever you got shunted to. I was here, well, I was sometimes here, sometimes on Earth, but you know, somebody had to keep Nolan's wife company.
That's fair. His spirit wife, and him disgust at using my body for a clone body. Like, I get it, I'm not your wife, but fuck, man, like, way to just like, okay, you could have done a little bit better of reaction. Like, fuck. I'm not disgusting, okay?
You're definitely not disgusting.
It's just... everything was heated and Nolan was all about... He was initially speaking and I got worried and I was scared. Like, that thing was scary and I shouldn't have accessed it myself, but I didn't know where they were. I thought it was me, and yeah, I kind of white knighted it, but I didn't know where they were, so I kind of was the only choice. And
yeah,
I don't want them to do that. What if they fail? Like, I was lucky. there was no skill. It was luck. I just wanted them not to have that. I probably should have not said you can't do it. I should have explained it.
Everybody was a bit emotional. It happens. Do you still want to drive the ship into the tower?
No. as much as fun as it would be just to do that. And I think it would be kind of silly. I wouldn't just be killing myself. I would be killing them because they have no way to get out. Probably.
Yeah,
Or I'm taking a good reason.
Yeah.
The easier option.
Tegan, can you give me a perception and alertness check? Difficulty 8, because you are still in the midst of emotional sniffing.
Yeah. Does sharp senses apply?
It does.
Yay. Oh boy, that's a botch. I rolled so many ones and no successes. Oh my dice, you've chosen chaos this night.
Much
Say
chaos.
botch. That is a botch.
Cool. Let me just see if here's anything. Okay. Zero just kind of reaches out and doesn't actually physically touch you, but is like light hovering around, like kind of patting you on the shoulder, but you're not actually feeling it. Well, maybe now that you're calmer, if they're, well, from what I can tell, they're calmer too. Maybe it's time to have a conversation.
Yeah. Probably.
Nolan hasn't rushed off to do anything crazy.
He hasn't.
So, no. So there you go.
Oh. Well, that's good. Maybe I can help him if he is gonna do this. I just want them to stop, and I didn't want them to do anything. I figured observing is better than trying to give him a direct order against things.
Yeah.
I had one shot, one opportunity.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. We didn't know if we could get in there again or what was going to happen with the rest of them, right? Just maybe also, giving a bit of an ultimatum was maybe not the best of options there.
No. Yeah. Tegan's gonna take a big do the big snotty wipe of her nose and try and wipe stained makeup off of her face and just be like,
Zero pulls out a handkerchief, but it is just made of light because it's like he has it on him back on Earth, and he's just like, this doesn't help. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the thought. It's nice to have someone to talk to. I think I ran away hoping that they'd follow, but it kind of took the cheating way. So don't know what I'd expect.
It's a bit of a walk. But and Zero looks like Zero gets a bit of a faraway look in his eyes for a second. And both you and the others, because both copies are doing this at the same time, and while he can split his consciousness and do multiple things in both locations, and they can be different, they don't have to be complete copies of each other, he seems to have lost his concentration on that for a second as both go, hey, wait, what? And then the hologram dissipates.
Chit?
Yep.
0.
And Sophia, you are approaching the ship. You finally found it. The little like radar device. It got you here. Like it didn't seem to take any longer than your original trip, which is good. It just was a bit of a walk.
Nice.
Yeah. What what spheres do you have?
I have data, life, and prime.
Cool. Okay, can you give me a perception and awareness check? Difficulty of 7.
Two.
Okay. You manage to see just before you walk into it that there's a bit of a sparkly barrier around the ship.
Pull pen out of pocket. Poke.
This doesn't have any magical properties. I'm just making sure. It's just a pen, or is it?
It's just a pen.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you poke into something solid.
Can I tap on it? Does it make sound?
It doesn't really seem to make sound, but you are definitely like bouncing the pen off something.
I would like to turn on Prime Sight.
Okay, give me that roll. Difficulty 3 because it's prime sight.
3 successes.
Or because it's a sight, I should say. Cool. Yeah, you turn on prime and there's definitely something here. You can't really tell what it is or what it's made of.
Okay.
But this wasn't here when you guys landed.
Interesting. Okay. So it appears to be magic of some sort. It's solid. I'll put the pen away and just try and touch it and see if anything happens.
Sure. Let's see here. How about...
Because obviously I'm guessing it's not one of my spheres.
It is not.
Okay.
Are you trying to fully push against it or just touch it?
Touching to see how much like resistance there is to a human.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Trying to get a sense of this. Is this something I could punch? Type thing. Is it going to block me somehow?
Yeah. You feel like there could be you get the sense that there could be a way through. Like this isn't like a steel wall in front of you.
Okay.
It might not be super great, but it's also not like going to probably won't break your wrist if you try to punch it kind of thing.
Okay. I would like to, I think, if I don't recognize what it is, but it's blocking me from moving through to get to Tegan, where Tegan might do something crazy, I'm going to attempt something of stabbing it with a prime knife and see if that does anything to the effect.
Cool. I like this.
Because I already have prime infused knives, so I might as well use that. Yep. I could prime infuse my fist, but
Christine,
I might as well just do
baby knife.
Yeah. You also see that it completely encircles the ship. Like whatever it is, you catch little like sparkly bits.
It doesn't give me a sense of like 0.
No, this feels different than 0.
Is
That
this
is an
zero
Um,
sum?
Yeah. Roll me stabby stab.
right. So
We're
melee.
gonna say difficulty of
Melee and Dex, is it? Attack?
yes. Yeah. Dex and melee to attack. Difficulty of like 4 because you're literally standing in front of this thing. You're probably gonna hit it.
And I have a specialty of knives.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Well, I just rolled a lot of 5s.
Cool.
Well, that's
and a
good.
10.
Mm-hmm.
That's 8 successes.
Excellent.
To attack it.
Roll me.
I mean, I've got
strength.
melee 5, guys.
Yeah. No, it's great. Give me strength plus 8.
Do I hear this? Do I hear things?
We're gonna
Yeah.
see exactly what
Yeah.
she does, because what she does is gonna.
Okay, so plus 8. Okay. That's a lot of dice.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that sounds chonky.
What's the difficulty, I guess, on this?
6. 6 on
Okay.
damage.
Okay, I have to read all these. They're not all the easiest red ones. Okay. Okay, 1 sec. I think, does it re-roll on this because of Destroyer?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think, yeah. I can't even remember how we do damage anymore, but yeah, either way, it's going to for you, because you destroy things.
Yeah, so these are +2 ag, by the way.
Yep.
And that's 12.
Did you roll the extra 2 dice?
I only gave you 1 because I forgot it was a +2, so roll 1 more die.
Make that 13.
Nice. Okay. And now give me a straight dexterity roll. But your difficulty is going to be 5 because you are so good at melee.
Okay, so I'm just rolling dex.
Just dex, yeah.
3 successes.
Okay, I was gonna say basically just don't botch. You stab at this wall thing, and it's thinner than you kind of expect, but whatever this is, you haven't felt anything like this until you kind of get to the end of your stab. And as you start to pull back, the wall itself kind of grips onto your knife and tries to essentially hold on to it as you're pulling back.
So it's like barbed
And
almost.
it
Trying to hold me. It's you
kind
walk
of-
through it, but you get stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But also as you stab, it takes a second for you to realize what you're hearing as you stab through it, because first it feels like you're just, I don't know, hearing some sort of high-pitched like alarm or something. And then you realize that the wall is screaming, and this particular knife has all of the prime ripped out of it. So that knife is no longer a prime knife, but you do keep the knife.
Crap. Alright, well, I'll go back up.
And Tegan, you can roll me another perception and alertness check.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
I'm making you-
Tegan-
I'm making you roll it
Well,
because you
Robin
botched
knows
the
I'm
last
here.
one.
Yeah. Sharp senses do apply,
Yes.
because especially now with Zero bamfing away and going, oh no, I think Tegan's on high alert now. What's my difficulty?
Your difficulty will be 7.
Holy crap! There's the 10s.
They just showed up.
You are now meant to hear this.
Yeah, I rolled 2 9s and 3 10s. So let me just re-roll that for a second. 6 successes.
Nice. So yeah, you also start to hear this kind of high-pitched whine that it takes you half a second, but you start to recognize it as screaming, just really high-pitched and like several voices at once. But what you also hear with that is what you missed on your botch, because you hear a clattering sound from somewhere else on the ship.
Okay.
Like someone dropped something.
Yup. Okay. Tegan's gonna go. Fuck. And ooh. I think I haven't used this much, so I'm not as familiar, but I think she's gonna throw up some entropy sight to see try and boost her luck a little bit. I realized I don't have near enough of my mage books open right now to remember how to do things.
Just memorize it.
Just memorize the 700-page book. It's fine.
No, you gotta memorize the 30 200-page books instead.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, you're right.
It's only
Right.
7,000 pages, 6,000 pages.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So with 2 dots and entropy, I can control probability a little bit. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. What was some of the stuff? Yeah, I think. Yeah, Tegan would like to try and do a little bit of maybe spot weakness. Yeah, try and like get that ready basically to have it up.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, so you kind of want to do like an entropy site based around weakness. I'm just wondering for my purposes, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. You can roll me them dice. You might as well roll it now because you're talking about it, and then you can kind of put it up as you see fit, but let me know if if you do put it up right away.
Yeah, I think she's immediately gonna put that up. What are with my dice now? That's 5 successes.
At difficulty, sorry, I know I forgot to say it. So
I rolled like 9 and 2 10s, and then 8 and a 9 again. So it was difficulty 8.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought was your roll, or like
one that I didn't roll.
Usually when yeah, you're like usually that roll will do it. So yeah, you kind of program your your DEI and blink a couple of times, and I don't think you've had entropy sight up on the ship in a while, if at all. And I don't know if Nolan really has either. Not specifically like entropy sight. So you're not sure how long it's been like this.
Oh no.
But what you can tell is there are way too many weak points on this ship. It looks like there's a path of rust that's just like going down the corridor and going all down the sides of inside the ship. And there is a distinct sense of death down the hall.
Not in the direction of the corpse closet, right?
All roads lead to the corpse closet.
All roads lead to the corpse closet.
You heard it here.
Sophia, you're outside and you have a knife that no longer has prime with it.
Yeah. I'm
the
backing
wall-
up and pulling
Yep.
my big Smoldenir gun,
Good. Yeah.
and I'm gonna shoot it and see what happens.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and angle myself so in case of a ricochet, it's not gonna hit me.
Fair. That's probably wise. Yeah.
FYI, this gun does have a note on it that says rarely issued to unenlightened, as it tends to jammed on a failed roll during unenlightened use. So I don't know that it's going to affect me, but it might make the gun more jammy. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it jams if those who aren't enlightened use it.
Fail with it. Yeah.
You are
I wasn't
enlightened.
sure if that would
and
give
therefore,
any extra stuff. It does 10 damage.
Yay. Yeah, it shouldn't jam if you fail. Who knows if you botch, because botches are free for all, but
Yeah.
I don't expect you to botch.
All right, so that would be firearms and dex.
Yeah, do you know if this is a full gun and not like a
It is a hide under your
hypertech.
trench coat type of gun.
Okay, cool.
It is
Then, yeah.
page 452 in the M20 anniversary edition. It's on a table. It has a range of 100, rate of 1, clip of 10, conceal of trench coat.
That sounds like regular ass gun and not
The big
making you
Smolder
roll
Mark
hypertech
IV.
type gun.
This is the fancy one you gave me.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it might have.
Cool.
I mean, it's a bit better than a shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
Does 2 more damage than a shotgun.
Cool.
And apparently doesn't like unenlightened people.
Yeah. I'd like to know what page this is. There we go. Okay. What page did you say it was?
It's the one that's actually numbered 452, not necessarily what the PDF says.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so it does say it's still more tuned to consensus than it was years ago, apparently.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Then it's Dex and Firearms.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to my page. Dex of 3, firearms of 4. Difficulty?
This is pretty much just firing at a wall, so we're gonna say 5 again.
Okay.
Can you hit the broadside of a barn? Probably.
Yes, I can. And it does look like I have specialty of energy weapons. I think that's what this was supposed to be, wasn't it?
Oh, it might have been, yeah. So, but yeah, there is technically a skill energy weapons, but if you have a specialty, then I'll allow it.
I think we kept it as like this more of the skill, because that was what it was originally. Because I had the pen gun,
Right?
that was an energy weapon, but then I kept it as
Makes
the specialty
sense.
once I hit level 4.
That makes sense. So yeah, okay, cool,
Okay, 6.
nice. So it's a 10 plus 5. So yeah, like 15 dice of damage. There's the gun. I see you. Number 4. Sorry, I'm just double checking a thing because I finally got the page to load. Okay, cool.
I was quite impressed with myself that when we got this down, I apparently wrote down the page number and which book it was in.
Done. Yep.
I was like, good for you, past Christine.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, like 15 dice of damage.
Jeebus.
Yeah. It's a good.
15 dice. 15 dice.
Yeah.
Just a couple.
Oh yeah,
This is
it's a
great.
heavy ass gun, because it does actually just shoot like one at a time, but it's oof.
Is it 6 again?
Yeah, it is.
Sweet. I don't have a dex specialty, so I'm guessing 10s don't reroll on this one.
No, we'll do.
Yeah, because melee's weird
It's a
in that
wall, so
you roll it with strength.
yeah.
Okay. Those are all 5s, god damn it. 9.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you rip a hole in this, whatever it is.
Is it a person-sized hole?
It is not. It is a slightly larger than a bullet size hole. Like it's you shot a bullet and it kind of did like a this.
Okay.
And it does seem to be kind of repairing itself, but very slowly.
Do I have anything else on me that could?
And Tegan, you can hear that gunshot.
Yeah, Tegan's going to send out a I would like to use maybe data to boost. But as she's sneaking along, Tegan's gonna send out a message of I'm under attack at the ship. There's something on board.
Can I grab hold of her data thing and send back? There's a fucking wall around the ship. Don't split the party. I'm trying.
You also have data?
I do.
Yeah, cool. Tegan, you can essentially send her a text from, or like send everybody a text from your DEI, which then means that Sophia, you can text back. And yeah, basically, you're just like, there's got to be a cell signal.
I will allow that to go to everybody as well.
Cool. Tegan, just roll me like your enlightenment to make sure that you don't botch.
I have a what's my difficulty?
6.
Okay, that's gonna be 4 successes.
Yeah, you easily manage it. So everybody's cell phone goes off.
Sophia being like, I'm outside. Tegan's gonna be like, do you want in?
Not if it's gonna be trapped again.
I can probably teleport us back out. And I think Tegan's gonna try and
How about you pop out?
There's someone on the ship.
So you want to get trapped in there with them?
No, but I'm concerned. I'm gonna go take a look. Also, our ship's right fucked.
Well, then why does it matter?
That's true. Tegan's still gonna try and sneak around and see who's making the dropping sounds, because that is concerning.
Sure thing. Give me a... We're gonna call it a wits and a awareness roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Difficulty
difficulty of for this, difficulty 8.
Okay. All right, that's 1 success.
Nice. As you kind of get closer, you do realize that the sounds you're hearing, when they're not masked by gunshot sounds, are coming from the corpse closet. And you also recognize the voice muttering to itself. Mateo's voice. Who the fuck is banging on my goddamn... And you hear the sound of like more things hitting the ground, but purposely dropped, not like accidentally dropped.
Using data and forces, Tegan would like to start transmitting audio from her eye to everyone.
Okay.
So they can hear what's going on.
Yeah.
Because yes, as Amy put in our private chat, Mateo, what the fuck is Tegan's next plan?
What the fuck?
she's gonna do something. What the fuck?
Okay. Yeah. Heather, your tablet pings, and you're getting a live feed, from Tegan's eye.
Basically, like moments after Zero bamfed away.
Oh yeah, this is like within like 2 minutes.
A minute, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So the like we look at each other kind of awkwardly, and then it goes like, should we do something? And then it goes like ping, and okay.
Yeah, live feed, Twitch streaming.
Twitch.
What's up, chat?
Yeah, Tegan's Twitch channel goes live.
Nolan, you should probably see this too.
There are people in the chat that are like, "Lol, what is this video game?"
It's Kibo,
This
isn't
is
it?
video game so realistic. Yes, it's Kibo.
Yeah, Kibo starts narrating as well, just like,
Hello, it's Keyboard Player.
Hey, Mateo. What's going on, bud?
are you entering the room at all, or are you just doing that from the hall?
With entropy sight still up, how?
This is bad. This is
Okay.
this is the most death and rotting and
Well, I'm staying out in the hallway then.
okay. You actually start to smell, like, you guys haven't smelt the corpse closet rotting because it was, chilled down, and so the bodies weren't super rotting as much. They rotted a little bit, a couple of them, but because of weird things, but it didn't smell like corpses. That's how they've managed to be here the whole time. You can smell rot now. And
Interesting science project you got going on there.
as if you'd know anything about science. That comes. It does not sound like Mateo's normal cadence.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
Don't worry, we'll have plenty of time for a long chat. And come here, die. I need you. I have many dice.
On that lovely note, Tegan is gonna try and teleport herself back out after that.
Yeah, fair.
That kind of ominous. We're gonna have a long time for a long chat. Tegan's gonna be like, no.
Yeah. However, you do, as you go to do that, you feel all of your limbs start to freeze in place.
Oh, fuck.
And you cannot move.
Can I try and teleport? Using
No.
no, okay. Hey,
You try and just, like, it's like you hit a wall inside your own head.
Yep. Didn't mean to come off hostile.
The rest of you can see what's happening. The live stream's still going. It's still catching all of this, but you do see that Tegan stops moving.
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
We're all seeing this.
Just a moment. I just need to finish what I'm up to. Then we can talk.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, we can talk. We can chat.
What the hell is happening to Mateo?
I wouldn't mind
This will
having
do nicely.
my limbs in my control again. This is not gonna do anything. Like, I mean no harm, just was they heard clattering on the ship and wanted to make sure you're okay. Like,
Oh, I don't think we'll do that. Let you go, I mean. And Mateo walks out of the corpse closet. And I say it's Mateo, and it is. You recognize Mateo. But there are these dark veins creeping up the side of his face. And he's holding the head of the previous captain of the ship. And he goes, I've been looking for a new skull. This'll do. I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you for solving my threat null problem. They were really being a pain in my ass. But now that they're out of the picture, I'll need a better body once I'm done with this one, so I'll be keeping you around.
okay. Who am I speaking with? And you're welcome, I guess, for the stopping threat null? Huh.
Some people call me the Grand Harvester, but you can call me Vormos. And we are going to take a break before all hell breaks loose, I'm sure.
How did he get in there? He slipped and fell on Vormos. We'll be right back.
Hello, and welcome back to Zero Sum. I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger, but you know, you gotta. Right?
Right. It's fine. He's just a harvester of souls.
Yeah, it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Kelly, do you have any brief announcements? I'm not going to do a real talk to the chat-ish thing because we got some stuff to get through. And I don't want to be up too late tonight.
Do you like Technocracy? Then let me know. You might get some more of it after this Chronicle's done. Besides that, Descent into Avernus starts on the 13th. Join us for Session 0, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here. And there's something special brewing that might replace Star Trek, which I'll let you know very soon. That's all I got.
Cool. All right. Then let us get back to it and see what the fuck is going on. I will say that the stream is capturing some of because Tegan's like DEI is what's doing the entropy site. It is kind of coming through. It's not quite as vivid as she's getting it, but it is somewhat coming through. So Heather, you can see kind of the rust and like rotty bits of the ship, and 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 you can definitely see like the veins on Mateo's face, and it's pretty high definition, so there's that. Also, for those of you not directly there, you can kind of see as Mateo turns, like his skin's almost going a little translucent. And you can start to see like the non-black veins under the skin. And what we're gonna do is everybody's gonna roll me some initiative so that I can keep people in a row.
Whoop.
We just might not do like short little rounds unless we need them.
15.
Nice. And then got this. Nice. Yeah, wits plus dex plus a d10. If you have a specialty that would apply, you can explode the 10, but otherwise you can't.
No, but I am at a -1 penalty from health boxes, and I don't remember how that works with initiative. I didn't realize.
It doesn't. I don't think it applies to initiative, or at least don't worry about it for initiative.
Don't worry about it.
For other things, sure, but not initiative. Because it's mostly just talking about how fast you're like engaging. It's always great when I write half the initiative list with character names and half with people names.
Right.
Love it so much. Also implying that characters are not people, but
People are not characters.
Christine and Amy, what are your mods?
So I rolled
what's your
10,
wits plus dex?
and then I added 6.
Okay. So Sophia's first on that one. And I need to find where the stat is. There we go. Okay. Oh, okay. That's a thing. Oof. Sorry, I'm making noises that are probably concerning you. Okay, there we go. There's the thing, and there's that. And then we'll do 0, because 0's still technically trying to make it back to you guys and do some stuff. Like that, and I don't know how successful 0 will be, but 0's around. Still kind of around. Great. So we are going to go with, since Tegan and Mateo have had a nice little chat, I would like some reactions or other things from other people. So how about Nolan and Heather? How's it going over with you?
We should probably run. Do you want to run?
Not really, but we should do it. And Heather's gonna quickly type a message trying to reach Kibo. No idea if it's gonna work. To basically be like, please shut the ship down. Now.
Cool. Michaela's gonna look very worriedly at Nolan, lean over and kiss you.
It's tingly.
Be careful. I don't think I'd be much good, and I think it might just be dangerous for me to go. But be careful.
Don't worry. It'll turn out okay, or it won't. But probably will. Everything always does in the end.
Then let this be one of those times. I'll keep seeing if I can figure out what happened to 0. And Let's see if this has had an effect on that. Heather, you don't get a response from Kibo.
Cool. Cool. We're still running.
You take off running. Sophia.
Do I have any sense of how I could potentially help Tegan? Because I'm drawing a blank currently.
Sure.
Because I can't get through this wall.
Yeah, you're starting to think it might be a bad idea to just push your way through.
Yeah, if it took the magic off my knife, it might take the magic off of me.
Yeah. Roll me just a, like, what's better, your int or your wits?
Wits.
Wits?
I'm one step ahead.
Cool. Yeah, roll me wits with your specialty. And do I want to add anything to that? No, we'll just go straight wits. Your difficulty, though, is going to be 6.
1.
Cool. There are potentially a couple of things you could do to help Tegan. Some of them you discard right away. You could try and take this, whatever this wall thing is, down, but that might take forever, and you don't know if it would actually help at all. You could go find the others to guide them over here, and maybe all of you can do something together. You could be emotional support for Tegan through text messaging, which also not, not the most helpful thing. And then you kind of settle on, well, maybe not settle on, but one option that comes to mind is that there are a lot of Tegan clones around, and maybe you don't know exactly how you could harness them and use them to help, but it's an option.
Throw a bunch of random Tegan clones at it, the wall.
I just had a vision in my head, and I'm not expecting you to go with this, but I did just think of all of these Tegans holding hands surrounding the ship and then exploding at the same time to destroy the wall.
Well, how does the Technocracy do the whole put person in clone body? It's like a harvesting of memories regularly, right? That they keep on file. Okay.
Yeah. Harvesting of memories can happen. Some clones are just born clones, and so then they just constantly are just clones, and so their memories are part of the Technocracy. And just get recycled when necessary. Yeah.
Well, all the others are messaging too, so I think I'm going to message the others of like, what do?
Fair. Yeah. They are running, but Heather, your tablet does ping.
Glance down at it real quick.
Whoa, what?
Help. What do...
I'm not... Hold on. Can you make better sense of this? And she actually will thrust the tablet over to Nolan.
Wow.
What's she asking?
I don't know. I'm trying to have an insulin spike. Okay. What?
Something about Tegan's?
Shit. Okay. Heather, we're family, right?
That is what we established, yes?
And you don't want me to die, right?
I don't want you to die.
Let's find somewhere safe real quick. Okay?
Okay. Looks around for somewhere safe.
You're gonna look for somewhere by the ship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. He's gonna look for somewhere safe, like a door frame.
Yep.
And, here's the deal. I have this. I've been wearing it the entire time. It's been held over since my old days. It has, a slightly expired dose of neurotoxin in it.
What's that going to do?
Hopefully not kill me. Don't let me die, okay? Ow, I nicked the bone. I'm gonna use mine for. I'm gonna spend a willpower. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's gonna be 3 successes. 3 successes.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna astral project.
Okay. Yep.
So he's gonna sit down, prick himself with this, and is going to astral project because his legs are still kind of flabby. He can't move that fast, but he sure can fly real freaking fast with astral projection.
Yeah. That's true.
And then he's gonna go look for these bodies.
The clones?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Nolan flies out kind of over the surface of Autochthonia, and they're not hard to find. Most of the surface is bare aside from the giant tower, and then that's pretty much, and then a bunch of like forms, like just human Tegan forms kind of milling about, very confused about what they're doing. They're just kind of existing.
Cool. I'm a possess one. And say,
Yeah,
well,
right.
Some obligatory joke about ending up inside of one of your clones.
Yeah.
What's its willpower score?
Oh, like, because it's well, I mean, I guess it's technically Tegan, but also, Tegan, what's your willpower score?
Current or total?
Total.
6.
Yeah, 6.
Tegan, I'm gonna drop the mind
Actually,
shield.
wait, no, it's 7. It's 7. You'd permanently reduced one with the thing, the mind control thing. But
Right,
it was 7.
and so they would have been cloned before that.
Yeah, so 7.
Okay, here we go. I got nothing else to... I'm gonna spend a willpower. Oh, damn. 4 successes.
Wow, nice. Yeah, you become you put on a Tegan mech.
All right, listen up, other Tegans. We have an intruder.
Intruder.
There's an intruder. There's an undercover mission I've just received word of on this, well, on Autochthonia. Actually, I'm just gonna perfect liar this. I've recently received information from a data pad, or from a mind link from Control, that there's an undercover operation transpiring on Autochthonia right now that is being assailed by outside combatants. Tegan Prime is in jeopardy. All hands on deck. So saith Mother.
Yeah.
Lock and load, bitches.
Give me a, like, charisma and leadership roll or something, or manipulation and leadership.
Subterfuge?
You can do subterfuge.
I'll do leadership if you think it's better.
No, I'll give you subterfuge. Technically, I would give it to you at a higher difficulty, but because you have perfect liar, I'll give it to you on par with leadership.
Okay. Is this an emotional?
So we're going to say difficulty of 6.
That's Is this an emotional appeal?
Yes.
Yay!
You referenced Tegan Prime.
Hey, that is 3 successes. 2 successes.
Okay.
Yes, because of ones.
After a little bit of like muttering to each other, mostly about how you seem to be the one that got the contact and not the rest of them.
Just lucky, I guess.
They're and yeah, not that they're jealous or anything, but and they will start to go where you tell them. You now control a legion of Tegans.
God, I wish we had the rights to Bjork so we could play Army of Me. Everyone who doesn't know that song, go look up Army of Me.
I'm so mad that you're controlling the Tegans and not Tegan.
I can't strip your body out of your... I can't take your mind out of your body. I can only send my mind out of mine. I didn't get my other seeking, okay? I'm doing the best I can.
This is true. Yeah, and cool. Yeah, you have an army of Tegans. Heather, your tablet blips or pings or whatever, and you see rather than Kibo, you see Bite.
Okay.
Just kind of staring at you happily on the screen.
His face never changes. He always looks happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's like a little like somewhat charred looking like paper note in his mouth, just kind of hanging out, like gaping mouth, but just the paper like lying across his teeth.
Okay. What you got there, buddy? Yeah.
Just kind of spits it out at you. It unfurls like a scroll in a video game.
Okay.
And it's a note from Zero saying that he got booted off the planet, but he's gonna try and help best he can. And because I rolled so many successes, you are. I'm gonna do a weird thing because it's the finale, and I feel like I can. I run this game, much like we would give inspiration in D&D. I'm gifting you a something good happens.
Oh, okay.
So you can use it if you would like to, re-roll a really terrible roll or do something like good for yourself or one of the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will also note that because I've got that past lives background now. It got added at one point.
Yep.
I rolled the thing for that because it's like once per game
nice.
session you can do it, and I succeeded. Yeah. So I do have that for something later.
Also good. Yeah.
But Nolan also just collapsed, right, with a neurotoxin?
Yep.
And he did not explain what he was about to do.
Nope, just that he was probably going to not die from neurotoxin. Hopefully.
Probably.
Not probably. Hopefully.
I don't have any life, so I don't know how true that is. I have no idea what his plan is. Is there anything coming near us? Like, do I...
Give me a perception and alertness. And then after you do this little bit, then we're going to move back to the ship.
Okay. Because if there's nothing coming, Heather's just gonna, you know, do what she does. What's my difficulty? Is it a 6 or?
6. Just a 6.
Oh, I need to remember that I miss a die because I'm injured.
Mm-hmm.
That is 2 successes.
Nice. Nothing is currently threatening your position that you can tell.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't do hacking. I do physical things. I make things.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a familiar, my spider,
Mm-hmm.
who is on the ship still, hanging out in the relic room.
Mm-hmm.
Can I contact my spider and make it do something?
You can definitely try, and we'll do that on the next turn around.
Perfect.
But that is a good thing to try and do.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, she'll just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Bite, can I ask you to send a message for me?"
Bite just stares happily at the screen. You take that as a yes.
I do take that as a yes, and that's all.
Tegan, what's up? You're kind of here. You've just been told you can call Mateo Formas.
Yep. Do I recognize that name? From like the wolves at all?
I feel like I said it in like some of the lore drops, but I can't remember specifically. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Right, because Kelly swore at me. That's right.
Yeah.
That's generally a good way to tell.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you do recognize it. I don't think you have the full history, but you do recognize it.
Okay. So Tegan's wondering if she can try and transfer her data into a clone of herself as well, because she sees herself as part data and hopes that her connection to the clones, while not mind shit, she feels like she's absolutely stuck. And for all intents and purposes, has been told that she's not making it out of this alive. So I think she's like, well, fuck it, he can have my empty shell.
Fair.
So Tegan, I don't know if I don't know if I can do this. I don't have any mind. I have data entropy forces. Yeah. So Tegan would like to try and bamf into her send her data into a clone.
Cool. So, oh yeah. Amy's putting some lovely information in.
Yeah, I remember the Eater of Soul stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, sure, you can. You don't have mind. You.
Nope. Nope. I know. I am pulling at very light thread of the fact that she's part cybertech.
Fair.
And her clones also have DEIs as part of them too. So that is my one hope of
right.
Yeah. Or she can like remote pilot one.
Yeah.
Potentially too. If that.
Yeah, because you could potentially. Actually, okay. Here's what I will let you attempt to do, and then we'll see if the dice like you.
Yes.
Given that you have your DEI, you can transmit your data from your DEI to a clone's DEI. And kind of, effectively that kind of co-location type thing where you're in multiple places at once. So you'd still be here, but at least like a copy of your data that you were currently working with. So it might not
so
fully
kind
get
of
you out of trouble.
Yeah, but almost kind of like how Zero was having several copies of himself. Tegan's like, oh, I wonder if I can do this with my clones.
Yeah. It's a bit harder because he was just doing it with holographs. So it's like, but you could, I would let you try and transmit your data through your DEI to another clone. Yes.
Cool. All right. Tegan's going to try that.
Cool. Roll your enlightenment. We're going to call that difficulty. 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does the co-location specialty apply?
It does.
All right.
Finally, the specialty applies for something.
For something. Okay. Whew. No 9s and 10s this time. That would have been really nice. Because that would have been exploded and that +2. But 2 successes.
Okay. You can I probably should have asked how you're gonna potentially look for this before, but you can either reach a Tegan clone now, but not be able to stay in very long. And I'm talking like a turn versus like a scene. Or you can try again when they're closer, or try again now for additional successes kind of thing. But basically you need some successes to get to them, plus the successes to make the time work. So you need like 2 successes for scene, and I'd like 2 successes for distance. So
okay.
So you didn't fail. You just kind of you reach out and you're like, oh, they're further away than I thought.
Yeah. Okay. I think she'll wait. Yeah, she'll wait. And try again to continue.
You were, however, able to send your data out that way, so you do know that it probably will work. It just
All right.
needs to be a little closer.
So Tegan's gonna try that, and then she's gonna go. So how long have you been Mateo?
No, you haven't figured it out yet. Of course not.
I mean, I have my theories, but I'm curious instead of wasting my breath and my precious time guessing.
Mateo and I joined when you were at the Copernicus Research Station.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I'd been stuck there, but I was gathering energy to leave, and you all just fell into my lap. It was lovely. Truly proves that fate is a thing.
Great. Awesome. Thought so.
But I do have a offer for you. Should you like? I don't have to take your particular body. It was convenient. It's here. This one is fading. But I've been listening to what everyone has been saying. Most of you have forgotten that I'm here much of the time.
Yeah.
So I know that you, Tegan, don't particularly want to be part of the Technocracy anymore. So I'm offering you a chance to join me and fix the world.
I think your definition of fix and my definition of fix may not agree, considering you call yourself the Harvester, and I think I remember something Eater of Souls.
Oh no. They called me. People called me the Grand Harvester because I was in a position of power in the Euthanatoi. Euthanatoi are those who end problems to the wheel. They protect the world. I'm not Eater of Souls, though I understand the confusion. But when I fix the world, there'll be no more Technocracy and their evil schemes, or no more Threatnal. That's good, right?
I think so. For the Threatnal, for sure. I'm unsure about the Technocracy, but I mean, why don't you release me from being unable to move?
They put all of those prison spheres into space, which then ended up in the black hole.
I know. It's why I considered
the Technocracy did that.
Yeah. I know they did, and it's wrong, but if movies are anything, having someone destroy a whole faction and then reshape is always a concerning word, but I'm open to hearing your ideas. If you're not so bad, why don't you let me go?
Then we'll continue to have a conversation.
Great.
Cool. That will be... I'm just double checking that he doesn't want to do anything on his turn, technically.
Tegan's in her mind going, yeah, don't say fuck you to the thing that's probably going to end your life soon. Keep it talking. It's always good to keep the villain talking.
Right. Let the villain monologue.
I'll totally join your team. Give me your, 52-step plan, and then I'll consider it. Exactly. You
sly dog. You had me monologuing.
Yep, that's exactly Tegan's plan at this point. Is that self-preservation monologue. It's like, yeah, totally. Tell me what you got. Totally. I'm unsure, so let's keep talking to see before I make any rational decisions.
Fair.
Meanwhile, she's like, God, I hope they're doing something. Whether it's destroying the base or getting the fuck out, coming to find me, like she's
something. Yeah.
Any twos?
I'm just making sure that he's not doing anything specific on his turn. That's fine. Yeah, he's actually he starts like the skull or the head currently that's in his hands, without him seeming to really do anything, it's starting to mummify.
Yeah.
And shrink, and the skin is starting to come off of the skull as he's just standing there talking to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is fine. Fine.
And we're gonna go back to Sophia. I don't think you actually got a response from anyone. I think you just got a what do, and then Nolan went off and did a thing.
Yeah, so she's kind of like, I can't get in. I don't know where the others are.
You got the Tegan live stream. It's super exciting.
Moral support.
Hearts in the chat for Tegan using emotes.
Yeah. F's in the chat for this dude's plan. Like,
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it probably is good for Tegan, who can probably see some of this in the live stream chat. For Tegan to be like, "Oh, hey, look, I'm cared about."
Oh yeah, she's mentally going, "Oh, okay, I'm not alone here, gonna die. They're actually seeing this. Okay, cool.
I will witness your death. Good job.
You'll know to get the fuck out."
Sophia's kind of like, I got nothing.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I can't think of a way to take down the shield, so.
Yeah. Truthfully, you need the Void Engineers, who are not quite there yet.
So I guess
But
Sophia's just gonna start snide commenting on his plan. Not so hard to make Tegan laugh, I guess, but some little asides here and there, I guess.
Nice.
Because she can't do much else.
Fair. It is Heather's turn.
Yeah, this is where Heather realizes, oh, wait a second. Sophia can check and make sure Nolan isn't killing himself. Right. Okay. And we'll send a message back to Sophia saying, with best she can, their coordinates, sort of, and say, Nolan took some neurotoxin. Can you check him? And did Sophia mention that there was a barrier, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll check the barrier. Don't want to leave his corpse here. Body. It's like, and then immediately it's like, you know, like that double texting kind of thing. Don't want to leave his corpse here. Body. I think he's alive still.
Body with asterisks.
Yeah. Body. Hopefully.
Yeah. So that's the communication piece that Heather is doing. I don't know if we want to do, because technically we both roll the same on initiative. If you want to give, so we're effectively acting around the same time.
Yeah, you're basically on the same number. Just she has a slightly faster reaction. So
yeah.
Yeah, you two can have like a brief conversation if you want, and then Sophia, you can choose to do something. Like if you want to head back towards them, you can start to do that. But
yeah, probably. I think I'd be more help maybe protecting them at this moment than somebody I can't get through to.
Yeah. And I will ask Bite to go to the ship and contact Kibo and Spider.
Okay.
To pass a message. Because I could not get through to Kibo.
Yeah. You have a feeling that giving Bite a written message is probably best.
Yep. Yeah, I think Kibo can. The spider can't, but Kibo can read to the spider, maybe.
Yes. Kibo has been known to read.
Yes. Mostly for memes. Okay.
Yes.
Quickly typing a message instructing bullet points, essentially, of get the spider, lock down ship, incapacitate Mateo, ? Mateo. Sorry, it's the evil ! Mateo. Like, you know, for to designate.
Yeah.
But it's the evil. Yeah. Okay. Doing that. And then is going to sit and wait for Sophia to come so that she can go and fix the not leave Nolan unattended.
Cool. Sounds good. Because we're not technically an initiative, I will let that swap happen for next round. Since we're not really super speedy rounds here. Because we're not technically in combat. This is just easier to keep track of you all. Nolan and your army of Tegans.
Some Hell March. Yeah, let's go.
Cool. Yeah, you head straight on over and yeah, show up at this barrier probably just after Sophia has left, so.
All right. Do we know that's a barrier? Were we told? Was that in?
Sophia did mention a barrier, I think, and then.
All right, Team Tegan.
Yeah.
Reports indicate there's some type of barrier over this, some type of shield blocking in this ship from the enemy. Do we have any ways to override it?
Okay. You get a bunch of Tegan's like shouting out potential like options. Like, is there something that's like projecting it? Has anybody tried to punch it?
I have a feeling that someone did try to punch it. One of the agents on board is a heavy weapons and melee weapons specialist.
I mean, if you're outside the ship, Sophia should be there.
No, she just left. She left to go. Yeah, because timing.
Is there still a hole where she shot it?
It's almost repaired itself by now, but there is like a spot that looks a little wonky to the naked eye, like because you don't have sights up at the moment, so you can kind of see a bit of sparkliness in front of you, and if you like reach out a hand, you can feel it. But there is this spot that looks kind of, it's almost like wrinkled air.
All right, everyone, manifest all forces and just take an F prime. All forces related abilities immediately. Focus on this spot. And I'm gonna cast, and I'm gonna use Entropy 4 to apparently in our private chat it's being called the butthole.
I was gonna call it the air butthole before Jen did.
I'm going to stretch this butthole out. Let's go.
No. Jam your
let's-
fist in it. Stick your hand in.
We're gonna yeah, well, we have finger guns, so we're gonna finger blast this butthole. Ready? Spending a willpower.
Okay.
Do
cool.
not talk about my clones that way. I do not give permission and consent.
They consent. They consent.
No, they're
You
me.
don't control them.
Tegan, roll your like
Enlightenment.
dex and firearms for shooting for me,
Oh, dex and
4
firearms.
successes.
or whatever, what energy weapons or whatever you usually use for your finger guns.
Yep, with hand eye. What's my difficulty?
You're trying to hit a particular spot, so we're gonna say 6.
Okay.
It's a little more than just hitting the broadside of a barn. You will still
I don't
hit
know
the
what this
broadside
is
of a
going
barn.
to do. So this is
5 successes.
Cool.
So 4 successes on the entropy upgrade, basically just to cause chaos and disrepair.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Let's tear this shield a new one.
Okay, I will need both you and then Robin acting on behalf of the rest of the Tegans. And
Yep.
Kelly, you can use your wits instead of dex, which is what I'm about to ask for, if you want, or Tegan's dex,
No, I'd rather
because
use
you're
my
in
wits.
Tegan's clone body.
And
yeah.
firearms.
And athletics to dodge, please. So, Robin, you can roll for the army of Tegans, dex and athletics.
Cap.
Does improvisational work?
Sure, why not?
Three.
Nice. You
The-
are
the-
fine.
The 10s did
What is
nothing.
my difficulty?
6, did I say? Yeah.
Cap. Yeah. All right, that's gonna be 3 successes for the army of Tegans.
Nice. Since you're rolling for the full army, I'm gonna say that the couple that are right up front will take a bit of a hit and will disintegrate. But there's also like a bunch more, and most of them are fine.
Yeah.
You lose like 2 clones as this barrier, whatever it is, cracks and then explodes. But most of you are able to dodge out of the way of any flying splinters, and you think it's a little bit. It's you couldn't really see them, so that's lucky. Thanks, Entropy 4.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, but it does explode. Tegan, inside, you hear an explosion, and you can tell that Vormos also hears this explosion. Sophia, you can hear the explosion as you're heading back towards Nolan's body. And Heather, you can also hear it from where you are. Moving
I know
on.
Nolan is basically passed out, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and protect his body because I'm guessing whatever he's doing maybe caused that explosion. So he's having much better success than I am at the moment.
Fair, yeah.
Tegan's gonna try and find a clone again. Try and go.
They're way
Cool.
closer than they were a few minutes ago.
Right? There's also not a barrier in the way. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tegan, you I'll let you do that in half a second. But you also get the distinct impression of like bite, kind of, I wouldn't say like in your programming, but just kind of like traversing the data around, just like just traveling as he goes off into somewhere in the ship.
Oh, okay, right. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pixel art surfing image, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can absolutely try to get into a clone now. They're right there.
Yeah.
Your difficulty will be, what did I give you last time? Was it
6?
7.
6, 5? Yeah, 6.
It was 7 for me.
6.
No, it was 6. Yeah, no, it was just 6 for me.
Yeah, because you're just riding on the data, and not fully trying to take over. Yeah. You are going to be rolling at a difficulty of 4 now.
Nice.
Give me that roll.
Okay, so 10s count as 2 off the bat, and then I get a roll, right? All right, so that is that's 5 successes right there. All right, that is 6 successes.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you an option here. They're both good for you, at least.
Yeah.
You can effectively permanently co-locate between your body and a clone. Permanently until you turn it off, but you can just keep it on for forever. But or you can send your data to several clones.
Yeah, we're gonna do the several clones. I was really hoping that was gonna be an option.
Fair. You said 6 successes?
Yeah.
Cool. You can have 3 clones. No, sorry. Yeah, 3 clones. You can have 3 clones.
Great.
Send in the clones.
Basically what will happen in terms of like any sort of fighting or whatever is I'll get you to just roll once, and then we'll figure out like what you're doing. But if all three are punching, then you can just roll once, and we'll just like,
Yeah.
that'll be on 3 targets or whatever.
Okay. That sounds great. So all of a sudden, Tegan's gonna be like, I'm telling you, all three of them outside are gonna be like, all three of them at the same time are gonna be like, holy shit, that worked! Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's 3 of nice. Huh. All right, Tegans. Attack. This is Tegan Prime.
The Tegans look slightly confused. They kind of look to the Nolan Tegan and then to you. They're like,
Tegan?
Yeah, I'm Tegan. Why are you being weird, clone?
Sorry. And I'm gonna unpossess.
cool. You will unpossess, but it'll take you a moment to come around, so Sophia will actually get to see you before that. Bye, Felicia. Okay, moving around. I need...
Because I'm assuming when you're talking in Tegan's voice, not Nolan's voice, right?
I mean, it's coming out of his body or her body.
Yeah, so it's her. Yeah, so Tegan would know as Nolan. It's just like, why are you? Listen to me. I'm the best clone. So she wouldn't know it was Nolan unless Nolan was like, it's me.
This is true.
I think there was an air to it.
Nolan's like, I have a very obvious cadence. Thank you.
I do.
But in my voice.
The audience understood. The audience saw it for what it was.
Receives a message. Good for Kibo. All right, and that is. I need. Why did I put all of my stats like all over my notes instead of just in the one spot? That would have been smart. There we go. Oh, such a small pool. Small pool rolls a bunch of dice. Okay. My dice are liking you guys tonight. Oh, actually, I'm gonna use a hurt them more. Because I have two. I have 2 of them, I mean, I don't have to. But we're gonna just do that. Okay, that's enough. Tegan, since you are co-locating, you are also still in your body, and while you are slightly distracted by the army of Otegans, you do notice Mateo Vormas's expression shift. I mean, there was also an explosion, so he reacts to that, but then also looks back at you and goes, oh. Running away again, are we? That's unfortunate. And, we are going to do something interesting. What's your, oh yeah, your total willpower is 7, right?
Well, it's 6 after the machine.
Oh, right. Yours is 6. The clone's is 7.
Mine is 6. The clones are 7.
Jesus.
This is not a concern at all.
It is not. And with this, the fight is going to begin in earnest because...
Oh no!
1, 2... Oh, that's actually... Okay, that still goes off. Then that's...
Don't know if my mind shield helps that Nolan has on Tegan.
No, sadly.
No, okay, cool, we tried.
Ooh, that's... Okay. I'm actually using the second hurt them more because that was a shitty roll.
Ooh.
That's better. Tegan, you feel, and all of your clones feel this, but it is only happening to your actual body. But since you're, well, maybe not all your clones feel this, you feel it in your clone bodies.
Yep.
But only your real body is, it's happening to. You feel the most excruciating pain you have ever felt as something in your eye socket is melting.
Oh, that's not good. Especially since I'm insensitive to pain, so the fact that I'm feeling it is super concerning.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fact that you can feel it makes you think that it's the it's actually like the DEI feeling pain, not necessarily you.
Hey.
And now we're really in initiative because he's taken off the kid gloves. And he's like, oh, you're not going to join me. That's too bad. Sophia, you show up to a Heather on the, sitting, I think, and a Nolan kind of lying on the ground. You can tell just with the glance that he is still breathing. He does seem to be kind of maybe coming around, but it's a little hard to tell at the moment. But he is just kind of slumped.
Gonna double check that he's alive.
Yeah, you don't even need to make a roll for it. He's alive.
Okay. Well,
his pulse is kind of slowed down because of neurotoxin, but
yes,
but he is alive.
Guard position with a big ass gun.
Cool. And Heather, since you're there and heard the explosion, and now Sophia's there with a gun, so
is he gonna live? He took that. She points at what the watch or whatever it was he used to inject himself with. He said it was expired.
Gonna check it. See what he did.
Sure, yeah. Do you want to roll, like, do you want to check with life or do you want to check with one of your abilities?
Let's try life.
Okay. So yeah, you can just basically use like one of your scanners or whatever on him. So give me that enlightenment. Difficulty of 3 because it's life scan.
4 successes.
Cool. There is a slight neurotoxin kind of making its way through his body. It's causing him some physical complications, but not. It doesn't look like it's outright killing him. It's just maybe making him a bit groggy.
Okay. Can I kind of just keep an eye on him with, like, I guess, life sight or something like that? Mm-hmm. And just maintain it?
You got enough successes, you can just keep it up. So
yeah. I'll just keep it up just to keep an eye on what's going on there. Mm-hmm. Just in case it takes a negative turn.
Sure, yeah. Nolan, you snap back to your body. Unless did you want to like head off?
I didn't say I was going back to my body.
Oh, fair, you didn't. Yeah, okay.
So where's Vormos?
On the ship.
All right. Let's go.
But yeah, once Sophia showed up, I think Heather did get up to go. So she's heading in the direction of the ship, but that's all she's doing.
Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, all right. Wild. Yeah, okay. Then Nolan, you're heading to the ship. Great. We're gonna see if we can do anything. Yeah. Sophia, there is a bit of flickering light near you.
Okay.
And then you hear Zero's voice. Bad connection, but
Or moss.
shit. That's like the one clear
I'm gonna
word
get
you get.
anything through one word.
And you're gonna get a text message because that's an easier way to communicate. And it's from someone you don't have a phone number for. It looks like it's a masked phone number, like through a bunch of services or whatever. And you just know that if you tried to search this phone number, you would not find where it came from. But it is signed Zero, and it just says, I managed to get into the cameras. I can watch them if you want. And there's a camera like kind of above you, kind of across the way, and you're like, it moves and points directly at Nolan.
All right, text if anything goes wrong.
Will do.
And she'll turn and run back.
Fair. Yeah. Tegan, your eye is melting in your head. But you have an army of Tegans that are following you wherever you wish to go.
All right. So I'm gonna swarm the ship with my army of Tegans. Just try and overwhelm them.
Fair.
You wanted my body here.
Right. Excellent. Okay, you swarm the ship. Great.
Hop, 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 hop.
Are you... So, here's the issue. You can either swarm the ship, where, you know, just Tegan's all over the ship. You can try and break in through some of the, like, specially plated glass to keep the space out. Or you can try and get in through either, like, the bay door or, like, the main kind of door. Stuff like that.
So I think army of Tegans are going to just swarm on top of the ship and just try and, like, beat it. And then Tegan clones, the trio of Tegan, are going to go in to try and stop him fucking with her eye.
Trigan, you're right. Fantastic. Trigan.
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 Trigan. Let's go.
Trigun?
Trigan.
Trigan. Try again. Great. Okay. Just give me a, like, dex and... Well, no. Just, like, a strength, just to try and, like, bash against the door to get it to open, essentially, because it is locked down.
Yeah. Cool. I'm glad I took a specialty in powerful blows.
Nice. Do it.
Just a straight up strength?
Yeah.
Okay. What is my difficulty?
6.
All right, 2 successes.
You're just doing base damage to it, so.
Yeah.
How many?
2.
Cool. So we will multiply that by 3 because you have 3 clones doing basically the same thing. You can really only like fit 2 of you right there at a time, but the third one takes a turn. You dent this door in, but you have not yet made it in. Cool. Kibo is...
I'm Tegan 3 Stallion. Let's go.
Kibo is being Kibo. Cool. Kibo's just off being Kibo. It's a good time. And it is his turn. Mateo kind of cocks his head and just goes, Thank you for bringing them all to me. And just walks away from you towards the helm of the ship.
Hey, come back. Coward.
And Sophia, book it back to the ship.
I heard my name, but everything spazzed out after that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute, at least for me.
You're glitching out for me too, Jen.
Yeah. Don't know why. I don't have anything open particularly.
Okay. It seems to be smoothing out a little bit more now. So I just heard Sophia.
Cool. Yeah, okay. I was saying you're gonna book it back to the ship, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. You get back to the ship, and because you've spent so many turns just going back and forth,
I know the route real well.
Yeah. You see a bunch of Tegans like swarming the ship, and and you pass Heather on the way. Heather's just like trucking it steady style.
And Sophia's just like getting that cardio in.
You know that
with that giant ass
the second
gun.
Terminator dude who just running like that. Just
the straight back like
yeah.
Cool. And you pass Heather, but like right by the ship. You both see all these Tegan clones kind of swarming the ship, and you can actually see a couple of clones like bashing against the door trying to get in. And so I will let you, Sophia specifically, I will let you have an action. Heather, you would have gotten here. Yeah, Heather, you would have gotten here this turn anyway, and so you can also do something, but you would have been able to. Sophia, I'm letting you actually have a turn to do things.
I would like to apply my foot key in aid of the Tegans.
You'll hear from, hey, Sophia, it's me. Actual, like, Tegan. My real body's in there. Vormos is doing shit. I need your help.
There's far too many of you.
The only 3 I'm controlling.
There's far too many of you.
They're listening. Can you open the door with your foot, please?
I would like to roll athletics and strength.
You can.
Difficulty?
Difficulty of 6, but you have Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That applies.
Ooh. Ooh. I like it when I get multiple 10s in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 8.
Nice. You bash the door in, and I just cracked my jaw when I said that. Like, you cracked that door. The door is not supposed to withstand this much like, direct force to it. It's
Yeah,
meant to
we're not gonna be able to
to
fly in
handle
space with this door now,
pressures.
but
Yeah. And yeah, you see, because I believe the corpse closet is fairly close to the door, at least like relatively same hallway. You see Tegan again, one of many, but this one dressed differently for one. Well, slightly differently, because they were cloned from you, but there's, weird clothing differences.
Actually, they would have all been wearing Nolan's black suit jacket.
They would,
'Cause
yeah.
Tegan
So
had
they're all
not
wearing
even on
they're all wearing the black suit jacket.
So they're all wearing the black suit jacket.
Does it
and then
still count
Tegan
as
is
armor?
not. Does it
Yeah.
count as armor?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Because it was just cloned specifically.
Yes. Thank you, Nolan.
And so they're all wearing a black suit jacket, and then there's Tegan, who's not wearing the black suit jacket, but you can tell she's like completely immobile. Her muscles are like clenching against something or nothing as she tries to move, and you can see from the outside the rivules of like metal coming from her eye.
shit.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Well, there goes your by whatever eye bionic.
Yep. Heather, what are you up to?
Am I guessing that the live stream also ended with the eye going kaput?
It is
That's what I was
glitching
through?
out. It's
Okay.
glitching super hard right now. But you did see Mateo leave.
Right.
Mavormas.
Okay.
Mavormas.
we got
Vormeo.
Trigon and Mavormas.
Yeah.
Or Vormeo? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So the ship door is wrecked. A bunch of Tegans are swarming it. Sophia has sort of gone in and is...
Mhm.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, Sophia just bashed in the door and is like in now.
Yeah. Okay. Then Heather's gonna look at this, is gonna absolutely book it and try and get past into, like, down the hallway into the ship to go into, like, into the depths of the ship.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We are
can just
full
run.
tilt. Yeah, sprinting to try and get to well, partially the console, but I think she's mainly heading to the relic because she does not want that thing falling into this thing's hands. At least that's what my guess is, that would be a bad idea.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
And also to figure out where the hell A, her spider is, and B, Kibo is, because neither of them are, like, Kibo has not responded, and anyway, yeah, so that's what she's doing.
Cool. Are you looking for them anywhere specific first, like kind of where the warp core is, or?
She's probably heading mainly to the relic room. Yeah, where the core is.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll let you know that when you kind of round the corner, and get in that room, you basically see the reason why Kibo hasn't responded, which is that there are webs everywhere, and Kibo's hanging upside down in them, and like, hi.
Kibo is, or
Yep.
what?
Kibo is doing a thing, apparently.
Kibo is physical?
For the moment.
What? I think Heather is probably gonna, like, roll into the room, stare at this for a minute, and, and then basically shriek, what?
Yeah.
But except in probably the most weird deadpan way possible. If that makes any sense. Yes.
What?
Yes.
What is happening? Fair.
But it's
we're
very
moving on.
high-pitched.
Yeah. We're moving on to Nolan, and actually I should move Army of Tegans over to Tegan. Tegan's initiative.
Okay.
But it's Nolan's turn.
Army of Tegan.
Nolan is going to fly over in Astral. Is Tegan able to move?
That body, no. Or the clones. Oh no, I guess you're astral. Never mind.
Yeah, so I can't move it physically. Okay, so there's only one more option. It's obviously some type of effect. I'll look at it with Prime Sight real quick.
Okay. Sure. Roll it. Don't botch.
I did not. I got a 9, so I'm good.
Cool.
Can I counter magic it? Or do I not have all the effects?
I'm looking to double check what I did here. Yeah, it is. You see traces of matter, time, forces, and life.
So that means I can't see any of it. I just see magic.
Okay. Yep, you just see
Okay.
magic. You don't recognize any of it.
Cool. Option 2, going to siphon quintessence out of my physical body.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep.
Vormos is on the bridge, right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm going to spend a willpower. I'm going to use Entropy 5 or Entropy 4, Mind 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a direct erosion attack on his mind.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a willpower, spend 3 points of quintessence to lower this difficulty to 5.
Cool. Don't tell me, or roll it, but don't tell me what you've gotten just yet.
Okay. Could have been better.
How many successes did you get?
I got 3.
Okay. As you go to attack his mind, a mind shield flares up and blocks you.
Oh, a wise guy, eh? Fine. We can do it the hard way.
Yeah, he has time magic, so I was like, what can I set to a trigger and stuff. Smart things. Cool. So that's up. I should actually mark down exactly how many successes that was.
With that, he's going to look at that for a minute, look at Vormos walking there in Mateo's body, and you're going to see this very slow, like candle wax dripping look of like self-horror kind of drip across Nolan's face. What the hell am I doing? And I think at that point he's going to realize he's wearing the black suit in his astral form. You can cut to someone else if you want. I've got my next action already figured out, though.
Sounds good. We will cut to someone else, but it at first is Zero, who is watching your body. Yay. That's what Zero's doing now. He did everything else that he was really able to do. Tegan, your turn.
Okay.
You are now in the ship. Well, you right outside it. Sophia kicked in the door, but
yeah, I think the Trigons are gonna run in the room and gonna try to excuse me. Oof. Use my arc root to arc lightning into him.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds great.
From, the ship consoles that are right there.
Yes, please attempt to do that.
I will. Wits plus shooting. Okay. What is my difficulty?
Your difficulty is... This is just forces 2, right?
Yeah, it's forces 2, data 2.
Okay, yeah. Difficulty 4.
Cool. Alright. That is 6 successes.
Cool. Kelly, do you remember how damage works with arc?
It says it is inflicting harm as per the electrocution rules, Mage, page 248 of the Mage rule book.
248?
Up, of course. 248.
Do you have it up?
I do not.
I have a very slow loading M20.
It's not in M20, unfortunately.
Oh, it says Mage
oh, right.
rule book.
It's not.
So what I can tell you right now is it depends on the level, I believe.
Well, electricity is... or like electrocution is in
Is it? Okay, cool.
M20. That's what I was looking up.
Nice.
Yeah, because it's just a thing. But yeah. Tell me what you know.
I was going to say it depends on the local power level. So the third rail of a subway does 10, I believe. But electricity is not rolled; it's auto damage.
Right. Yeah, that's what I thought.
At least it wasn't revised. Which is why throwing someone off
yeah,
the subway
I'm
is
sure
great.
it is an M22. I know we had the same question with the taser.
Yeah.
Because it's rough.
Electrocution.
There we go.
The electrocution chart shows the number of health levels per turn the character suffers from contact with sources of electricity. And that chart is located on page... nowhere near where that thing is.
Right?
Yay.
Where the hell's the chart?
I know, I'm trying to look for that too. It's like, thanks guys. Say it's the chart, and then you don't tell us where the chart is.
Right.
Okay. The electrocution charts.
Health chart, healing chart, armor.
Got it.
Dirty fighting. Okay,
well,
nice.
So it was 8 for a subway rail, 8 per turn, 6 for a junction box, and I think anything less than that wouldn't be on this ship.
Cool. Yeah. So, it's the whole declaring successes versus determining them now. But if you were choosing, would you have put it more into power or more into time?
So actually the arc rote is just, it's once per turn. I have to keep doing it each time. It says the damage only lasts a single turn and does not affect grounded targets.
Okay, so then it just all goes into power, basically?
Yeah, it all goes into power.
Woof. Woof.
Yeah.
Okay. I think then Nuke is at the bottom. Yeah. I had to close M20 because everything's been stupid. Kelly, can you look up the or just rattle off the forces to damage? Like forces magic to damage? Because that's basically what it is.
So whenever you roll forces, it is 2 per success plus 1 to the sum.
Cool. So we're gonna call that 13. Right? Because 6 successes plus 1. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Cool. That is an insane amount of damage. Well done.
It's all 3 Tegans are like...
Right. Okay. That is...
Fuck you. Is what Tegan... Or in in concert there. Just all three of them are like, fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, and swearing in stereo, nice.
Swearing in stereo.
Yeah, so that is going to be, he is not down, but he looks fucking hurt.
Mm-hmm. All the Tegan start doing the bye dance.
Not the electric slide.
Oh,
Should have. Mm-hmm.
You messed up.
All right, that's Trigon's turn.
Yep, it is. Woof. I'm glad I had some things in that I had planned, because oof. This is why I was like, I'm glad I've given you guys a lot of stuff, because this is not easy, but also he only gets one turn around.
Yeah, that's the only thing with that. Well, unless he uses his time magic or something.
Yep. However, oh yeah, sorry. It's Kibo's turn. And Kibo from the web looks at Heather and goes, "We wanted to surprise you." and Kibo struggles a little in the web, but trying to get out. It is,
this is so precious.
When you look a little closer, it's like almost like painted ceramic, except the legs move. So actually, almost like a 3D printed Kibo.
Like 3D printed out of weave spider web?
Yes. That's what has happened.
I love them.
They are my favorite part of this chronicle. I love all of you, but them, they're great. Okay, and it's Mateo's turn, so let's see. Mateo spits blood out of his mouth. You all have been just a pain in my ass for too long now. And this is gonna be real rough, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna spend a stupid amount of quintessence. How much can I spend? Yes, a lot.
You can lower a difficulty on magic by a maximum of 3.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I thought you were asking.
Mm-hmm. But there's other things he's doing. That would be that. And oops, that's the wrong direction to put those numbers. I put them up instead of down. That doesn't help anyone but him. It doesn't even help him, actually. So there's that. And doing that and that, which is... Okay. This is rough. 8, 9, 10 down to 7. 6, down to 7. Okay. That is that. Mateo chants some words. He hasn't seemed to need to do anything for most of his magic, his abilities. But he does seem to chant a bit of a mantra, as though more like it as a meditative, it's calming him then whether or not he needs to do this for anything else. It's in what's the language? It's in like a Sanskrit-esque language, and so I don't think many of you know what he's specifically saying. But he does. Where's this here? Hold on. Oh, right. He does say just before he releases this, I didn't understand before, but I do now. I am the Astra. And he calls down the Avatar Storm.
What a douche.
Yep. And so...
See, I was gonna go with dick, but you know, douche also works.
Right. Yep.
Fuck.
So everybody is going to, and he is calling this down on the ship as a whole.
Wait,
so it is. You will actually. You might actually be okay. That's a great question. We'll figure that out in half a second.
Oh yeah, where is it?
Don't worry, guys.
Everyone else.
Where the world is Nolan's avatar.
Don't worry, guys. I've got a strategy. No. Boop. I mean, I'm astral projecting my
Everybody's gonna take, or actually, everybody is gonna roll me their Rattray, except for Kelly. Because, or your enlightenment, because I think it's actually based on enlightenment and not, your
genius
avatar. Yeah, your genius. So, roll me that. Difficulty 6. You don't want to succeed as, or actually, I guess no, you don't want to succeed as much because it's how much damage you're taking.
Actually, according to the rules, you can astral project through the Avatar Storm. What do you know?
Haha. I was gonna say, because I just had a thought of, you also are traveling at the speed of thought and could like step. Yeah, you could like bamf out and bamf back within a couple thoughts because you could potentially feel it coming.
6.
Yep.
Do 1 subtract?
Technically, yeah.
I have no successes. Then I failed.
I'm assuming that for this, because we're rolling for more damage, we do not subtract for wound penalties.
You do not subtract for wound penalties.
No, not in this case. Okay, no. 1 success.
Okay. You will take a point of egg.
No successes.
Nice. You guys are actually
3, and 5. I'm like,
yeah.
Hey, you guys had my back. I had 1, 2, 5, and 9. So the 1 subtracted the 9. I was like,
that's insane. And yeah. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's if you took any damage, it's 2 aggravated wounds per success. So there's that. But I'm also just going to, as a general rule, take this. Okay. Several, but not all of the clones, because I'm just kind of doing this mob rules. Not the ones that Tegan's controlling, but I'm just doing the rest of them. They are torn to pieces. Yep, Heather's doing great over here. And actually, because of what I remembered, Kibo's technically fine, even though he was technically connected to your avatar, because there was a bit of a like combining-ish thing. So I think your damage is, yeah, so he seems fine though. You're not entirely sure why, but he seems fine. doesn't even notice it. Barely an inconvenience. And and then he's fine, so that's good. And yeah, Nolan can bamf away and bamf back. And he is panting with effort after this and staring at all of you, still standing. I rolled so many dice for that to succeed, and god damn it.
Just in triplicate, just 3 birds at him.
Yep. You start to see the like mask of calm, maybe not rational, but like logical facade that he was kind of having up is starting to slip, and there is just pure rage. It is Sophia's turn.
Okay.
You all, by the way, felt this. It felt like when you got, put into space in the first place, but most of you haven't been harmed by it.
Okay. So I'm betting if I feel that means I probably have figured out don't try and call on anything. Except what I already have up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking pretty ragey.
Yep.
I'm going to try and shank him with my last prime knife.
Hit me.
Okay, so Dex and melee.
Yep.
Wait, don't fail me now. Difficulty of...
It's not dodging, so, yeah, we're just gonna say 6, and then... I mean, he's not dodging, but he's, like, not actively dodging, so...
Okay. Okay. Ooh, I love having this many dice to roll. 8.
Nice. That is fantastic. So that is strength plus 2 plus 7.
Jeez,
Strength plus 9.
Okay, so...
And I will let you take Destroyer.
Excellent. Okay. And difficulty on damage?
6.
Still 6. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That one takes off.
Amy, that answers your
Okay.
question.
11.
Nice. Okay.
I managed to roll 3 10s in the first set of 14 dice. And then a couple of them re-rolled into 6s.
Okay.
See, I figure Mateo's not there anymore. Mateo's been dead since the beginning, probably. Based on what this dude seems like.
Well, no, since the Spider Matrix.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, since then he's been... That's it.
mm-hmm.
He's gone. He got subsumed.
You stab him with this prime knife, and you are pretty confident in your fighting abilities.
Something.
And you are... You know that this is, like, Mateo's body. Yeah, Romas might have done things, might have, has all these abilities, whatever, managed to call down the frickin' dimensional anomaly. He's still standing. and he stares you in the eyes as your knife is in him.
Fuck you too.
And then a kind of half-crazed grin appears on his face. Might be losing it. Heather, what you up to? You hurt?
Okay, I'm really hurt. 4 egg is no laughing matter, so I guess step 1 is spend a willpower to suppress wound penalties. Is something I can do, I think. Cool.
Yep, it is.
I'm just trying to remember because it's been a minute since we described the layout of this room. Now, I was remembering that this was like... Was this connected to the rest of the ship's systems when we were setting, like, reconnecting things, or was this a separate room?
This was like a walled off separate space that but the warp core technically was connected. It's just most of the rest of it had just been like, we're going to ignore that this room exists.
Here, we're going to one of the engine like setup rooms for like the warp core and looking at like life support and like the various systems. I feel like that was at least near here, if not connected.
Yeah.
Okay. Heather is just going to just tell them to just leave them to what they're doing, I guess, because clearly they're not helping. But is going to go over to where the things like life support and air filtration and lights and I believe there's some video feeds maybe of like the rest of the ship, maybe like the bridge. Can I see what's happening there?
Yeah, you had definitely connected your tablet to a lot of that as well.
Yeah, so I think I had a feed anyway. So we're looking because I want to locate where this fucker is, especially since he just brought down the Avatar Storm. Don't know if it was him or not.
Yeah.
If I can get a line of sight on him and see him on his feet, I would like to localize the artificial gravity here on him to as high as I can to just bring him down, if possible. It hopefully won't hit the whole room. I'm trying to just hit him.
Fair.
I have forces 2 now.
Yay.
So I don't know if I can throw that in to help. Because I am using a lever that impacts gravity anyway.
You're working through the ship, basically, so I'd say for sure.
I would like to do that then.
Cool. So yeah, I would say you need the forces to... you can see because the video stream, you can watch it, so you have line of sight. So you'd need the forces to kind of centralize
not just
it.
Hit the whole ship. Yeah, that's
not just hit the whole ship. Yeah, to focus it. Yeah, exactly. So roll me that. Roll me your enlightenment.
Okay.
Difficulty
I have 1 distance left. I'm going to spend that.
Okay. Your basic difficulty would be 5. So.
Does that bring it down to 4? Or are you saying it's been brought down to 5? Okay, so 4. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to think of where the baseline was.
Yeah.
So
now, can I spend a second point of willpower in a turn, or is it 1 per? I don't remember.
It's 1 per turn.
Okay, and I already spent it to suppress wound penalties.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, it's great for that, but also.
Does that do it for the scene or for just the round?
I think it does it for the round.
For the full round.
Willpower to suppress paradoxes for scene, but willpower for wound penalties is round.
Cool. So this is not, and then we don't do a wound penalties for magic. I think is that what we were doing? Although this case with 4 egg, probably spending the willpower for it anyway is a great idea.
The willpower basically to suppress wound penalties means you can concentrate enough to pull off figuring shit out on the fly and fast casting, right?
Yeah. Okay, cool. In that case, that
rather than getting concentration penalties, which I probably would have given you at that level of damage.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That is great. So I spent the quintessence. I can't spend another willpower. Now, I was able to put my past lives towards a future roll because I succeeded at that earlier. Can I put that against Rattray, or is that only for skills and ability checks?
I believe it's only for skills and ability checks because it's about what you're pulling from
That's what
like
I
past existence,
figured.
which is more likely that. Yeah.
That is what I figured. I just want to confirm. Okay, then I will roll these dice and I will pray. I mean, I will rely on probability.
Science.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. So that is 3 successes. That is a 6, 6, and a 7.
Cool. So yeah, you want to basically press him into the ground, right? Are you trying to do damage
Yes.
with this or just like hold?
I would like to do damage, but I don't know if I can pull off a force strong enough with that, because right now it's just I only have forces 2, so
You manage to, or you see his knees start to buckle as he's being pushed towards the ground. But he doesn't seem to be taking any damage from it.
okay. But he is at least gonna have difficulty if he tries to follow.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have difficulty like moving or doing anything. Sophia, you having just stabbed him, it kind of looks like he's buckling from your stab as well. But you also feel, because you're right on the edge, you feel a bit of this like artificial gravity pushing down. So somebody's doing something. But yeah, Nolan,
Excellent.
it's your turn.
Okay, so he's being buckled. He's very badly wounded.
Yep.
A lot of us are badly wounded.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to activate my destiny. I'm
Okay.
gonna roll my destiny.
Yep.
And I'm that's I get 1 willpower point back. And Nolan's gonna take a moment to self-reflect, and is immediately gonna spend that willpower. Mateo, are you gonna let someone boss you around like this? Think about what we talked about in your therapy sessions. You're your own man. You didn't let your father do this to you. Don't let him. I'm going to use Mind 4 to attempt to boost Mateo's mind. Should I throw
Okay.
Spirit 2 into this to reach him where he is, or is Mind going to be enough?
You probably want to throw in the extra.
I'm going to throw it in.
Yeah.
Okay, spending that willpower.
Yep.
That one sucks, but that is definitely 2 successes.
Okay. Excellent.
And I'm out of willpower again.
You see a brief flicker of recognition
Come on.
in his eyes
Don't let him win.
before they start to like cloud over a bit black.
Just fight it. That's my turn.
Cool. Tegan, you're up.
All right, so 2 of the clone Tegans. Can I move Tegan Prime?
Let's see. Because this needs to happen.
I have strength 4, so can I physically lift myself?
Oh, like, can you just pick your own body up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Cool. 2 of them are gonna grab Tegan Prime to just kind of get her behind a bit, but also be still live streaming. And then
It's really glitchy now, but yeah.
yeah, that's fair.
Still catching some video.
Yes, some video. And then Tegan's gonna just try and do the do the arc again, just like absolutely fuck you.
Okay.
Is Sophia has Sophia is holding on to the knife that she stabbed, or did she stab and retract?
Stab and retract, I think.
Okay, cool. Because if you left
freeze
it
the next
in,
one.
yeah, okay, cool. Because Tegan wouldn't be lightning you if you were still like connected to him with a knife.
Yeah.
So if you have,
she is close. So if you fail or botch, you might hit her. Just letting you know.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tegan's not. I don't think Tegan's necessarily considering that. She's more considering, oh, you're not grounded to him, so it's fine.
That's fair.
Lightning. Yeah. So Tegan's gonna try and arc again.
Fantastic. Hit me.
I'ma try.
Hit me.
Oh, you know what? It's getting. I've been saving it. I'm gonna spend my last willpower. My only willpower.
Okay.
I'm gonna use it for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
That is 4 successes at difficulty 8.
Okay. Fantastic.
Formos, you've been thunderstruck.
Oh
wait, I did that wrong. I rolled an enlightenment when it's a wits and firearms, so that is my bad.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
roll
we
me
go.
that.
Let's try that. Let's try that.
Well, you still had to like roll it to 6, like
right. Yes.
but then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, that's not super great. All right, that is another 4. That is 4 successes.
Cool. What's your nature, by the way?
My nature is machine.
Okay. You unleash the power of the console into this small body of somebody you thought was maybe, if not a friend, an acquaintance, somebody on your side. And as the bolts of lightning just wreak havoc through his body, lighting up skeleton kind of under his skin.
No. I'll let him alone.
You see, before his body collapses, the sad eyes of Mateo looking at you. And you're going to regain a willpower for your nature, because I now need you to make a willpower roll. Difficulty 8.
Hold on.
And I thought I'd give you one die worth to make it do the thing.
There we go.
Difficulty 8.
I rolled a 10.
I will let you re-roll that because you rolled a 10. If you roll a 1 on this re-roll, it won't subtract, so...
Okay, great.
I just want to know if you get another success.
And that's an 8.
Okay. Locking eyes with Mateo, as this happens. You feel through all of the bodies you currently are co-locating in, because this is connecting to you, not just the body you're in. You are going to take 6 points of permanent Jor paradox.
Ooh.
So, the one who killed the Grand Harvester of Souls inherits his terror to death and his goals.
Is that
You might
Permanent
not want to consider it right now, or like you might not want to pursue it right now, but over time, Tegan will want to stop death, is effectively the main goal.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. But you have ended the life of Vormos and Mateo. The body falls to the ground.
It really does, Amy. It really does.
I did not plan for you to be the one to kill him, but the fact that you were just...
For the audience's sake, I just asked in the private chat, does that not align with your original objective of evading death through cybernetics and enhancing yourself that you had just tried to overcome or something?
Yep. I was seeking to learn that I need to not do that. Yeah. I just done learned what I learned. It's fine.
In the back of Tegan's head, in a voice that she doesn't necessarily recognize but feels like herself, you just hear the phrase, "The wheel forever turns." And I'm actually going to call game right there, and we can do a sort of epilogue in a subsequent, like everybody can have a bit of time to think about what they're about to do, how they're getting home, and we'll just do a like half session epilogue of people getting home and a debrief. But you have saved the world. I'm impressed. I wasn't expecting that based on what I gave.
from
Well, not
Vormos?
what I used.
I was not expecting that either. I thought for sure we were going to
Yep.
die from this.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. Listen here. So, question
Wait,
one.
how?
Vormos
No,
is like
hold
a
on.
weird spirity thingy, right?
What? Vormos?
Like,
Yep.
like he possessed
Well, I mean,
Mateo.
he's a Euthanatos.
Yeah. So I don't know a huge amount about that, but
So-
I do know some things from
Yeah.
Dindane,
Mhm.
where she assumes things, she knows things. So of course she's going to be
Yeah.
looking at everything with dimensional science just to see where, also with entropy because the ship's fucked. If she sees anything within the next couple of moments, it's going to
Yeah.
be bad. Mostly from panic. Not really, but like sort of panic.
At the disco?
I will give you this for free then, because you have some time now. You don't notice anything like dimensional sciencey. There's
Okay.
no like spirit leaving Mateo's body or anything like that you can tell. And I mean, I'm not even making you roll for it, so you're pretty confident in that.
Okay, beauty.
And while there seems to be like rust and weak spots and destruction of the ship,
Seems like getting
it
a
starts
refix,
to
maybe?
recede.
Okay. Good. Great. Good.
You can probably think you probably think that the that was a direct effect of the Juriest the Euthanatoi being on the ship for a while now. Just everything kind of rotted around him.
Okay, can I ask the most important
But,
question about
yes.
this game? How much XP do we get for
Yes.
killing Vormos?
You know what? You fucking earned it. I'm gonna give you 10 XP.
Damn straight. He's worth one per point of willpower that he probably had.
Yep. Yeah. So, for just, some of the stats that I was throwing at you guys. First of all, Arcane 10, which is why he was able to just kind of vanish on y'all. Really, none of you should have had a dice pool because Arcane subtracts from the person's dice pool as well as adding to mine. I rolled 22 dice for that stealth check.
Holy shit.
Yep. Avatar 8, Rattray 9.
Yep.
Correspondence 4, Entropy 7, Forces 5, Life 5, Mind 4, Matter 3, Prime 6, Spirit 8, and Time 5.
Yep.
Willpower 10.
Mateo's dead at this point.
Yes, Mateo's dead.
Very.
I killed him.
Very dead.
Cool.
You all killed him. It was a team effort.
Hey, I tried
as monster?
saving him.
Yeah, you get a willpower back from Monster.
Do I get innovative for turning on the gravity?
Oh, yeah, sure.
It goes
Take it.
gravity. Okay.
Yeah.
I refuse to take a willpower point because of soft-hearted.
Oh, there you go. Sounds good. And I rolled before game to see just kind of how many quint he had on him because he was at the Copernicus research station as a spirit psychopomp, siphoning quintessence from all of those prison spheres.
Oh, yeah, fair.
So he
Fair,
had
fair,
25
No
quintessence on him.
fucking hell,
Holy
of course
shit.
he did.
Yep.
Hey, okay, Tegan now has 9 points of permanent paradox at all times.
Yep.
I'm just
And 6 of them mean that death clings to you.
Yeah, that's great. That's so great.
I wonder how Michaela's
Also-
gonna react. Well, if we go back onto Cathonia even briefly to go find Michaela, who is a spirit, like who is a ghost.
Yep.
I don't know. I was gonna notice that some 6 points of permanent jor.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna notice it, I figured it'd be her.
And so in advance of game, I had also he had boosted his health, which is why he was so hard to freaking kill. And he had an entropy shield up to deflect ag damage.
Yep. As you do.
He had thrown the gauntlet up, basically a gauntlet of his own devising up around the ship. And yes, I was rolling with increased difficulties on things, but I was spending quint because I had fucking so much quint. What was the other one? Oh, and then had a time mind effect to throw up a mind shield if his mind was going to get invaded.
Fair.
Yeah.
You jerk.
Yep. He's had that up for a while though. And yeah, well done. I didn't realize it was Vormos until a couple of games after it all happened, after all the Copernicus research station happened.
Oh yeah, you did. You knew. It's fine.
No, it was one of those puzzle pieces that clicked into place.
Oh God, Vormos.
I was like, well,
what a
fuck.
dick.
Yep.
Well,
Also,
I guess
just
I
be
still have
glad.
that Empress person in my brain too, so I guess I can't really.
Listen, we
complain
all
or
have
complain.
people in our brain. It's fine.
Oh, also, so first of all, just be glad he was in Mateo's body because he couldn't assume his avatar form, which would have meant strength 8, dexterity 6, and stamina 7. He was stuck with Mateo's physical stats.
Thankfully, Mateo did not complete a tantric ritual with a lesser death goddess to achieve that form.
It's true.
That form
and
sucks.
to add insult to injury, because I had determined that Vormos was a psychopomp, and there's that Holy Union ritual that both Nolan and Heather know. Vormos also had the psychopomp abilities, like controlling the Avatar Storm, and using it as a weapon. And the one I was going to try and use on Sophia, but she wouldn't be alone with Mateo after Mateo killed the werewolf. Assimilate Avatar.
Oh, yes.
Meld an avatar with their own and just take it from you. Yep.
Fucking
well done.
Good job for never wanting to be alone with Mateo.
I'm like, He's fucking sus. He's been fucking sus like the whole fucking game. No, thank you. This weirdo can stay here.
Of us.
Yeah, Sophia's
terms of, like,
definitely the
wisdom.
wisest of us.
We're all smart, absurdly smart in our own way.
So,
but
well done.
Wise.
GG, everyone. GG.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not like I built these stats. I just took Vormos's stats and made him more of a nightmare. And you still beat the shit out of him because he didn't think to give himself an extra action. and then was defeated by mass quantities.
Well, yeah, I appreciate Nolan bringing me clones because I would have been right fucked if I didn't have anywhere else to go.
I got you. You got you. We got
An
you.
electrifying conclusion.
It was a team effort.
What now?
Okay, made me say it again for Jen.
I said it was an electrifying conclusion.
Womp 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 womp.
Yes.
Womp.
Yes, indeed.
And with that,
I didn't.
I think that's probably...
Honestly, I thought the Avatar Storm would fuck you all up a bit more than it did. So
our dice decided to spoke
pretty
your
fucking
wheel.
lucky.
Our dice were like, we got you, fam.
Right. And honestly, I really thought that Sophia was going to be the one to kill him and then have to deal with that shit. But I had just enough of an ag. Yeah, I had just enough of an ag shield to block enough of that he didn't die.
Nice.
I was like, thank God for Entropy 7 and and ag shield.
What am I going to do with 10 XP?
I don't know. We'll find out next time on Mage Technocracy's Zero Sum.
We'll figure out a date for just like non-costumed if you don't want to, like epilogue bit and then debrief. Yeah, you can wear a costume if you want. I just don't want to be like costume because it'll be half epilogue, half debrief. So we'll figure out a date for that. Thanks for joining.
I'm tired now. Thanks for joining, everybody. Hey, thank you for watching this on Patreon if you watched it live. If you watched it later on YouTube, you are also a hero. But I gotta say that our people on Patreon are the best people in the world. Please join them, and you'll see stuff like this, and who knows what technocratic adventures will come next. Join the likes of amazing people like my mom, hi mom, the divine producer of the channel, our demonic producers, Precarious, Mysterium MK, and Sorcerer Sanguine, our wizards of the Patreon like Tammy the Forever Cleric, the Ink Goblin, and Karasha Urquhart, our Monster Maker Soul Omen, and our High Council of the Patreon, Taryn, Dustin, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Chef Aledeth, Larouk, Kelowna Kurd, Mike Baxter, Iridian, Brian Kaler, Nerdy Metal Gent, and, of course, thanks to everybody else on the Patreon, and thanks to Jen. Jen, thanks for running this chronicle. We'll do more gushing next episode, but good finale, good Vormossing, and
I finished a chronicle, guys. I finished it.
And you didn't finish us. Mwahaha.
Yeah, we survived. We survived, y'all.
Yeah, you did well. But we'll talk more next time.